Guess who I
Donald Trump
found?
doesn't care one bit about my family. And I refuse to allow my daughter to grow up in a country where she doesn't have the freedom to be herself and pursue her dreams no matter what they look like.
Good to see y'all. If you are voting for Donald Trump, join the guest request and let's have a conversation about it. But if you are voting for Kamala Harris, please hit that like button. Help us get to 10,000 likes. We are about halfway there. And help us boost this on the algorithm by sharing the live stream. I got to take this off. This is from the rally. I didn't take this off because I jumped right onto live after getting here. My gosh, what do they stick these on with? Titanium? Goodness gracious. Hi everybody, folks and friends, if you are just tuning in, welcome to the live stream. If you are voting for Donald Trump, join the guest requests. If you are voting for Kamala Harris, hit that like button, hit the share button, help us get to 10,000 likes. We are almost there. We're gonna get started with our first guest in just a moment. There we go, finally got that off. Goodbye. Hi everybody. Hi Lilia, hi Lauren, hi Jeff, hi Ethan, hey folks, how we all doing? Elijah, the rally was great. I ended up meeting Kamala again, so that was very nice. Absolutely love her. And I love that she remembers names. Listen, Donald Trump can't remember the name of his own wife. The fact that Kamala, after meeting her, she remembers your name and she's like, hey Johnny, how are you? That's insane. Do you know how many people she meets? That woman's memory. Goodness gracious. I wanna learn how she has such great memory. It's insane. Folks, again, if you are just tuning in and voting for Donald Trump, join the guest request and jump on in. Let's have a conversation about it. But if you are voting for Kamala Harris, hit the like button, hit the share button, help us get to 20,000 likes. One more time, if you're voting for Donald Trump, please join the guest request. Let's have a conversation. Hello, guest. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
But you remember me, bro? Yeah, I'm voting for Donald Trump.
Sorry, have you been up before?
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. Well, I appreciate you coming up. I am just looking to talk to some new folks. Let's get up our next guest. Folks, again, if you are voting for Donald Trump, join the guest request and let's have a conversation about it. If you are voting for Kamala Harris, hit that like button, hit the share button. Help us get to 30,000 likes. Something's wrong with this person's microphone, it sounds like. We'll maybe try to get them back up in a bit. Jason, hi. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
No, Johnny, I love you. Oh my God, you're great.
Oh, I love you right back. Thank you for coming up, man. I appreciate the love. We're going to get some Kamala supporters up here later, so I do hope that you come back. Again, folks, if you are voting for Donald Trump, join the guest request and let's have a conversation about it. Don't be shy. Come on up. Hi, Taylor. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
No, I'm voting for Kamala.
Taylor, I appreciate you coming up. I am just looking to talk to opposition right now, so I do hope you come back up once we move into talking to Kamala supporters later tonight. Have a good one, okay?
All right.
Folks, again, if you are voting for Donald Trump, please join the guest request and let's have a conversation. We will be talking to Kamala supporters later today, or later tonight. Hello, William. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
Yes, I am. Go Donald Trump. Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah, let's tone it back. It shouldn't be that exciting to vote for a criminal. So why are you voting for the felon?
Damn, that's crazy.
How old are you?
I'm old enough.
Okay.
Go Donald.
All right, old enough. Apparently not. Maybe old enough to take a seat and recognize that until you're 18 you can't vote, and thus you're probably redundant to the conversation. Hi Mackie, how you doing?
I'm doing all right.
You voting for Donald Trump?
I have to.
Why so?
My mom dropped me on the head when I was a little kid.
Dude. Get out of here. Get out. Oh my gosh. I love our community so much. Our community has so much fun. I love it. Their community, not so much. Trumpers, they're not funny. Us, we got humor. I like us. We're good. Stephanie, hi. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
Yes, I am.
Gotcha. And why are you voting for a felon?
Well, it's all trumped up from the Democrats, and
Wait, what? It's
I'm
what?
voting for. I'm voting. Wait a minute.
What?
I'm
Do you
voting
want to
for
repeat
him.
that? Wait, repeat what you said. That wasn't coherent. I think you messed up what you were
Sorry.
trying to say.
Okay, I apologize. I believe those charges were just trumped up. They just made them up. They did. I don't think he's guilty of that, for one. And number
Did you
two,
use trumped up as though it were political persecution? Can you explain why you think it was political persecution?
Like telling you the recipe for Coca-Cola.
okay, what I want to say is that I believe the reason why I'm voting for him is because I believe he's going to try to do as much of what he says he's going to do, because he did it last time. And you can't say that for the administration that's currently in office.
Well, sure you can. Did Donald Trump replace the ACA like he said he was going to? No.
I said he did a lot of things.
Did Donald Trump establish the infrastructure package like he said he was going to?
So why
No.
are you, it sounds like you're
Hold
going
on,
to vote
wait.
for Kamala Harris.
Ma'am, you got to let me make a point, right? I just gave you the same respect. So Donald Trump said he was going to replace the ACA. He didn't. Donald Trump spent a decade on this talking point and still hasn't delivered. Donald Trump said he was going to provide an infrastructure package. He didn't. Donald Trump said he wouldn't touch the Second Amendment. He implemented a bump stock ban that was in direct violation of it, overturned by his own Supreme Court, marking him as the first modern day president to be a constitutional violator, and more ironically with the Second Amendment. Donald Trump
can
said
I
that
ask
he
you
was
a
going to
question
build the
real quick,
wall. And
please?
Donald Trump didn't build the wall. You said that
Can
Donald
I
Trump...
ask you a question?
But
Can I
let
ask you a
me
question
make a
though
point.
also?
So you said that Donald Trump was going to accomplish what he says he's going to do, and you said he has a record of doing so, but the record is quite the
I
opposite.
said
No
most
infrastructure
of them.
package, no wall, no ACA replacement,
I said
and he in
most
fact
of them.
violated the Second Amendment when he said he wouldn't.
But let me ask you this
Hold
about.
on. I also want to touch on political persecution because you brought it up. Why do you believe that Donald Trump is the victim of political persecution?
Anything changes, we just turn this puppy around, make 4 o'clock.
Can you break that down?
Because they have a thing for Donald. They have tried to take him down repeatedly. I think they have a hate relationship, and that has a lot to do with it.
Are you talking
And
about
but let me
Melania
ask you
and
one little
Donald
question
Trump?
real quick.
Pardon me, ma'am.
Can I ask you
We
one little
can't
question
skip.
real
We
quick?
can't skip the topic of political persecution.
No,
So
no.
when you say that they're having it out for him, are you talking about Melania Trump? Because I don't think she's putting a bounty on his head, but I could certainly
No.
see a universe where she would.
I'm talking about I'm talking about Biden and his administration.
Well, help me
Okay.
better understand this because
But
the
let me
Biden
ask you a little question about, since we're
ma'am,
talking
you
about
need
that.
to respond. The Biden administration
No.
does not
But I
does
answered
not
what I
operate.
could on that.
Excuse me. The Biden administration does not operate the state justice system that found Donald Trump guilty. In fact, Donald Trump appointed lawyers, paid lawyers to nominate a jury, and that jury found him unanimously guilty. Do
Okay,
you
but-
recognize that?
Okay. But I do have one little question about the current
Okay, but then do you
administration.
recognize he was not politically persecuted?
Okay.
What do you mean, okay, yes or no? Was he or was he not politically persecuted?
To be honest with you,
Ma'am, would you do us a
I
favor
think
and step
so,
away
but I
from the
don't know
music?
if I'm correct or not. I'm not sure if I'm correct or not.
Well, I
That
just
is very-
explained exactly
that's how I
how
feel.
the logic
Okay,
of political
so how about this
persecution wouldn't
one?
apply to this case.
Have you tried to
But
buy a
ma'am,
carton of
ma'am, hold on.
eggs lately? Have you tried
We
to
can-
buy a carton of eggs lately? That should sum it up for you about the Biden and the Democratic Party. Try to buy a freaking carton of eggs for close to $5.
Choose kindness, choose kindness, choose
Okay.
kindness, choose kindness.
So thank you. I appreciate you
Choose
letting me
kindness,
come
choose
on
kindness.
here.
Ma'am, no, we're
You
not done
wanna
here.
use
So you just
your
lied about
platform
inflation.
to-
Ma'am, what is
no.
the inflation rate today?
Listen
And
to
to
me.
be clear, I am pivoting from
You
you,
just wanna
who will
get
not
people on
engage
here
in a
so that you
conversation.
can build
Ma'am, I
your
have been very respectful and you have been very disrespectful. You haven't engaged in a conversation yet.
No.
Now you're going
No,
to tell me
because
I was
you wanna have
disrespectful.
control of the whole
Stephanie, shut your
conversation.
mouth. I asked you a goddamn question about political persecution and you didn't engage in the conversation. I broke down for you exactly how this wouldn't be political persecution through your own logic. I understand that you still deny and now you want to run away because you're a actual actual scaredy cat. So we're just gonna get the little cow bell out. Let's do a little cow emoji dance in the chat. Moo! Let's also be clear, ma'am. You just suggested that the cost of eggs were up because of the Biden-Harris administration, and I would have explained to you exactly why that's not the case, but your own ignorance was prohibiting you from having a conversation with me. Every single time I try to make a point, you cut me off, and then this is why I'm not respectful to MAGA Republicans. Then when I finally get the chance to speak, you run away. This is why I cut you MAGA Republicans off mid-sentence, because going forward, and I will continue cutting you off mid-sentence now, I will not lose my chance to fact check you. I will not be respectful if you don't provide the same respect. Period. Let's get up the next guest. If you are voting for Donald Trump, get your butt in my guest request now. And if you are voting for Kamala Harris, hit that like button, hit the share button, help us get to 100,000 likes. I do not need a bunch of snowflake MAGA Republicans crying in my comment section. I need you in my guest request using your big boy and big girl voices speaking on why we should vote for a felon. Go ahead. Own up to it. Stop hiding. Let's get up our next guest. Okay, this one's not coming up. I love when I smack them down like that. I raise my voice a little bit, and then they all refuse to come up. You can lead a horse to water. You can't make it play a fiddle. Andrew, hello. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
Hell yeah, brother. Oh, man. Can I put this thing with the video?
No, I can hear you all right. I was just debating if I wanted to hear your voice for the next 10, 15 minutes.
Totally kidding.
If I was
just gonna get on here with the same hat as you. That's all. Yeah, Team Harris. Hell yeah.
Awesome, Andrew. Let's get some W Andrews in the chat, please. Thanks for coming up, man. I appreciate it. Folks, again, if you are voting for Donald Trump, join the guest request and let's have a conversation about it. Andrew, I was already writing down ways to troll you. Don't do that to me. I was like, here's what we're going to start off. I was like, here's what we're going to say. Here's how we're going to go about it. And here's the mind game. And then you were like, nah, I'm Kamala. I wasted my whole paper. Hello, Austin. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
Hey, Johnny. Yeah, I am.
Gotcha. How old are you?
Yeah, I'm 29.
Gotcha. And now why are you voting for Donald Trump?
Just kind of, it's an economy war thing for me. I don't know. It's tough to get behind.
Like a felon, sexual abuser, and civil fraudster. Apparently, it's not hard to get behind him. I mean, you did it yourself, right? The same way he got behind E. Jean Carroll and raped her. So, can you tell me again, why are you voting for the rapist?
No, I think I mean, this has almost become a one-issue deal for me. It's tough for me to see Kamala flying around with the Cheneys. That is
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. But it's not hard for you to watch Donald Trump fly away with Kim Jong-un on their honeymoon?
Gotcha. Yeah, that wasn't that.
Okay, so break this down for me again, and let's talk about the economy. Can you tell me one policy that Donald Trump passed that economically benefited middle-class Americans?
No, I can't. I'm not a great.
I'm sorry, you just said that you can't?
No, I can't. Not a great at policy.
William, thank you so much for the $15 on Cash App. That is beyond kind. Thank you so much for the love. So you brought up the economy, and you said that this economy would benefit you, but you can't tell me a single policy he passed during his first term that economically benefited you?
Well, I would just say our spending power was a little more back in his 4 years.
In what sense?
Just the fact that it was to buy a median price house, you had to make $75,000.
So what? You're saying that? Okay, so you're saying that you had more bang for your buck. Is that right?
Yeah, your spending power was a little more.
What is the inflation rate today?
What is it, around like 2.8?
No, but actually pretty close. Good for you, man. And I mean that sincerely. Good for you. That was pretty close.
Oh, I know it's going down.
2.4. Now, what was the inflation rate in 2018?
I don't know.
Same thing. 2.4.
Gotcha.
The reason that you're seeing higher costs when it comes to like grocery store products or even in the housing market comes from greedflation, comes from price gouging. Okay, and I also want to be very clear about this. Kamala Harris has a plan, one, to provide new homeowners with a $25,000 down payment, and also to ban the practice of price gouging outright, which will lower the cost of store goods, right? You have, for example, the CEO of Kroger, who just 2 months ago, a little less than 2 months ago, admitted to price gouging as a whole in their grocery company. And that's not okay. That's not acceptable. Get your product back down to the 2.4% inflation rate. There's no reason that if inflation is back to 2.4%, suggesting that the Biden-Harris administration did their job, that grocery costs are still double-digit percentiles. That's not normal. That's not acceptable. I also want to recognize here that Donald Trump's economy, it hiked up costs of middle-class consumers. It also hiked up taxes on middle-class consumers. You know, the one policy that Donald Trump did pass, the Tax and Jobs Act of 2017, it's all a cover-up. You see more money go into your pocket via the 1 to 2% tax deduction he gave to the middle class, but he gave 14% in tax cuts to corporations. This led, let me get this number down, to an $8 trillion debt. Then we also recognize that Donald Trump increased tariffs. And I like tariffs. You can be super competitive with tariffs. And Nikki Haley and Ron DeSantis ran against him on this premise that he implemented awful tariffs, not the right tariffs. For example, the 15 to 25% tariff on agriculture led to a $230 billion tax hike on the middle class because farmers had an export crisis. They lost China as a consumer, and their surplus and supply on demand issue, it was passed off to middle class consumers through small businesses that relied on produce. So when you say you're getting more bang for your buck under Donald Trump, you really were not.
Yeah, I mean, what are the reasons that you look at polls and you're seeing that like people trust him more in the economy? Why is that?
I disagree.
I know, but like that's what the
you look at the polls right now, and they have them about 50-50. And we could talk about the polls,
Well,
and I'll pivot. I will pivot. Hold on. I will pivot right into the polls, and I will pivot right back out. I'm a digital strategist, and polls are something that I work with quite frequently. But there's a reason why, for example, out of the last 14 polls, 13 were Republican funded. It is because Republicans are trying to close the gap. Because if their candidate looks like he's losing by a large margin, less people will vote for him. They aren't going to be bothered. The same way, if somebody is winning by a large amount, you have 2016 where people didn't turn out for Hillary because they felt they didn't need to. This is why you see it neck and neck right now. It benefits both candidates to have the polls neck and neck rather than somebody extraordinarily high in the margin and somebody increasingly low. But the polls are also not adding up in its whole. Look at Pennsylvania, for example. Pennsylvania in 2022 said that John Fetterman, the senator of Pennsylvania, who currently sits in that seat, was going to lose his race by 3 points. He won by 5. That is far outside of the margin of error, and that suggests that the polls were actually Republican leaning. Look at Governor Josh Shapiro of Pennsylvania. Won his race by 15 points, projected to win by 3. Projected to win by 3, won by 15 points. Okay, so again, these are Republican-leaning polls, and they affect the polls as a whole, and they cause a facade, allowing Democrats to feel as though they're neck and neck, and allowing Republicans to feel as though they're doing better than they actually are, which benefits everybody in fundraising. That is how the polls are operating as we speak. But anyway.
What polls are right-leaning besides Rasmussen?
Excuse me. I'd like to play on this as much as we possibly can. Feel free to do your independent research on this. We're talking about the economy. So you couldn't tell me what the inflation rate was, nor could you tell me what it was in 2018. You brought up the economy, and yet you couldn't tell me a single policy that Donald Trump passed that economically benefited the middle class. And you want to talk about polling? You don't even know where Donald Trump stands on the economy. Can you tell me what he's going to accomplish for the economy in his next term should he become president?
No, I can't.
Pick a different topic. Let's talk the border. What is Donald Trump's border plan?
Is that okay? Can we talk the Cheney issue? Because that's kind of my number one. Is that okay?
No, because the Cheneys are absolutely redundant to me. You listen, you're not going to gaslight people into thinking that you dislike the Cheneys and that that's why you're going to vote against Kamala. If the Cheneys endorse Donald Trump, you would absolutely say, oh, you know what? I like the Cheneys. And we know this to be true because, for example, Mr. Duke, I'm not going to say the full name, did endorse Donald Trump, and you folks have no issue with the leader of the Triple K endorsing Donald Trump. You don't complain about that.
Trump didn't campaign with Mr. Duke.
Excuse me. So let's talk about the border. Let's not gaslight people. This isn't something you care about. I like the Cheneys.
Really?
You don't. And so now it's a matter of opinion. You're saying you don't. I'm saying I do. And yet, if the Cheneys still endorse Donald Trump, I still wouldn't have a problem with them. You saying that the reason why you're voting against Kamala is because the Cheneys endorse them is quite hypocritical when you have people of the Triple K endorsing Donald Trump. So let's step back from this.
I'm talking,
And let's
I'm
not
talking-
let's
I'm
not
talking
play the
about
nonsense
family that-
game. Let's
talking
not
about
play
a
the
family.
nonsense game.
I'm not
Let's
playing
talk about
nonsense game.
policy because that's more productive to the conversation than your feelings. I do facts, not feelings.
It's
If you
not
want to
my-
talk
it's not
feelings,
my-
go somewhere else.
It's not my feelings. I'm talking about.
No, this is your feelings. You
I'm talking
feel
about
as though
family.
you have a grudge against the Cheneys, and thus
don't have a
you
grudge.
aren't going to support Kamala. Like, again, if somebody from the Triple K is endorsing Donald Trump and he's more than willing to take the endorsement, and you're not going to criticize him for that, then that speaks volumes to your own blatant hypocrisy. So tell me again.
I never said it was a good thing that somebody like.
Yeah, but you're not bringing it up. You're criticizing the Cheneys,
he's
but
not-
then the Triple K endorses Donald Trump, and you're like,
Trump didn't
fine.
actively campaign with David
he
Duke.
accepted the endorsement.
But she is campaigning.
accepted
with
the
war
endorsement.
criminal- This is a war
He
criminal.
accepted the endorsement from a member of the Triple K. Stop playing.
Okay.
Great. So now let's get back onto the border. What is Donald Trump's border policy?
I don't know. What do you mean? What is his border
Oh,
policy?
you know nothing,
Like
huh?
Remain-
If I tell you Donald Trump's border policy, will you tell me what you do and don't support?
Dude, here's the deal. Like the numbers are the numbers, right? Her
Yeah, and
numbers
there are less border crossings today than there were under
today.
Donald Trump.
That's today because
Great. I'm
it's-
glad that you recognize that. Yes. So
But
at
what
the
about the
end,
previous
excuse
3
me,
years? What about
under
the
the
previous 3 years?
pandemic, when all there
What
was
about the previous
disease,
3
I'm
years?
answering that if you'll let me. Thank you very
Oh my
much.
God.
So again, during the pandemic, when all there is awaiting immigrants is disease, and when the economy was shut down under Donald Trump and no jobs awaited those immigrants, they're not going to cross the border into our country. We were struggling far worse than any other country when it came to the pandemic. We had the highest death rate, and yet we had no economy awaiting them. No jobs awaiting them. So yes, less people will cross then. And then as the economy reopens and the disease fades away as it did, they continue to come across, and then you have a higher immigration rate. That is expected. That is to be expected. Okay? Let's say you have a Great Depression. Are you going to expect that the immigration rates will spike? No, it's going to drop. And then when the Great Depression ends, then they come over, and then you have a spike in immigration. And you MAGA Republicans say, there's a spike in immigration. Yes, rightfully so, because a pandemic just ended. Now let's get back into this.
Like,
Do you want to
officially
build the
ended
wall
by
that
20
Donald? Excuse me.
well,
Do you
in
want to?
2020.
Excuse me. Do you want to build the wall that Donald Trump wants to build?
I want the same wall Kamala wants that she said she's going to build.
Yeah. Okay. Do you want the 2,000 border agents to monitor the wall?
Whatever helps.
So that's a yes or a no.
So we're just going to bring up the bill that.
It's a yes or no.
We're going to bring up the bill that Trump.
I'm asking you if you want a yes or no on this, and you won't respond. Why won't you engage?
Well, I know where you're going.
Why won't you engage?
Let's just. Sure. Yes.
Great.
Let's just get to your point.
Do you want to block illegal asylum seekers?
No.
Nope. So you're saying illegal immigrants can cross the border? That's fine with you?
You said legal asylum.
Again, you know I'm talking about Kamala's bill. I get that. That's fine and dandy. It's illegal asylum seekers. You just said no, you want illegal asylum seekers to cross the border.
Legal.
No, it's illegal. Do you want to block illegal asylum seekers?
Oh, yes.
See, you're preparing to speak on the next subject that you're not even listening to what I'm saying. Do you want to put a limit on immigration?
I just want fair immigration.
Yeah, it was a yes or no question. Do you want to put a limit on immigration?
What does that mean?
Do you want a flood of immigrants, or do you want to cap immigration? You have 300,000 illegal immigrants. They're coming in, benefiting the economy. We recognize annually illegal immigrants add $300 billion to our economy. You're saying you want to take them out and put them in the legal way, and I agree with that. Now, when you have 300,000 immigrants come over in a day, for example, or a week, for example, do you not want to limit that to ensure it doesn't overwhelm, overstimulate the economy or overstimulate the neighborhoods that will be bringing on those immigrants? This is the cap, right? Do you understand? Hopefully that made sense. So do you want to limit immigration?
Yes.
Okay. And then do you want to provide millions in border funding to border states such as Texas, where Greg Abbott is asking for funds so that he could secure the border how he sees fit in accordance to his state's rights, he says.
Sure.
Okay, great. So you just endorsed Kamala's policy. You endorsed her bipartisan border bill. You didn't know where Donald Trump stands on the border. You said so yourself. You also didn't know a single economic policy Donald Trump was running on. Neither did you know what the inflation rate was or how that impacts grocery costs. This is some deep, low information voting. You, in fact, endorsed Kamala on the border, and you're still going to turn around after this and say you're voting for Trump. So what am I supposed to do? Engage with you any further? This is nonsense.
We're saying that
This
the
is
purchasing power-
absolute
purchasing power
blatant
and the
nonsense.
purchasing
Excuse me,
power-
that's not true. I already debunked. Thank you.
No, you didn't.
I literally did. We already did that. We don't need to pivot. So will you do me a favor and
His-
endorse
his
Kamala
cro-
Harris on the border?
His crossing numbers
Go
were
ahead.
better.
Here,
His
endorse
crossing-
Kamala on the border.
His crossing numbers were better.
Excuse me, will you endorse Kamala on the border?
No, I won't.
Okay, that's because you're a
I'll
chicken.
endorse- if she actually does it. If she actually,
I don't need to talk to a chicken. If you're not going to own up to what you just did after you endorse her on the border, then you're going to get kicked. Run away, chicken. I do not play with chickens. Let's move on. Folks, if you like what you're hearing today, feel free to support me. My Venmo, PayPal, and Cash App are in my bio. I use those funds as I travel across the swing state of Pennsylvania, meeting voters and turning out the vote for Kamala Harris, who I met today. It's in my story. I got to shake her hand. Love Kamala. Love Kamala. Not the first time I met her, though. I will say, I got this time I met Kamala. I met her this time. There's the photo. Met her this time. Thank you so much for the necklace. I appreciate it. Met her this time. So not the first time I met her. However, it was one of the coolest times I met her. I mean, the crowd that she had today was absolutely amazing. The community, like the community she built in Pennsylvania, it's absolutely amazing. Like the crowd was so excited. It was so cool. Hello, guest. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
Absolutely not, dude. I'm voting Harris all the way. But
I
you know what?
appreciate you coming up. I appreciate you coming up. I am just looking to talk to opposition right now. So we are going to talk to some Kamala Harris supporters after, but for now we're just looking for Trump supporters. If you are voting for Donald Trump, join the guest request. Let's have a conversation.
Hello.
Hi, are you voting for Donald Trump?
No, I really want to vote for Kamala Harris, but I'm just confused in terms of her immigration policies. Can you help me clarify that?
Sure. Go to KamalaHarris.com.
Okay, awesome. I will. Thank you.
Yep. Thanks for coming up. Hello, are you voting for Donald Trump?
Heck yeah, big dog. Yeah, man, I gotta vote for Trump, man.
How old are you?
I'm 23, big dog. Is that an issue? Am I too young? Or I gotta be older or something?
No, I just don't. I don't think I even need a notepad for this one. So why are you voting for Donald Trump? A convicted felon.
Look, bro, let's keep it a buck, gang. He the only nigga that done got some stuff done around here, big dog. That's what I'm...
All right. Again, I was like, should I engage? And I was like, let me try. I knew I wasn't going to need to... I knew I wasn't going to have to use the notebook. I knew that wasn't going to last long. Like, I knew that wasn't going to last long. I'm like, here, I won't even use my notebook. Didn't even need it. Knew I didn't even need to pick up my notebook. Oh, yeah. What you gonna do? Hello, guest. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
I'm actually still undecided.
Okay, and why so?
Well, I didn't vote last election. I'm not gonna lie, I fell into the media's lies about Trump.
What kind of lies?
You know exactly what I'm talking about. I think
no, I don't. Can you break down what kind of lies you're talking about? What do you mean? I know what's up.
Regardless,
what kind of? No, not regardless. Name the lies. What? We're not pivoting. Name the lies. What? Huh? Buddy, don't pretend like I muted you. My hands are here. Right? Can you unmute and tell us what lies you're talking about? Again, my hands are in frame. Don't act like I muted you. Oh, really? You're gonna run away now? Mm-hmm.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I could hear you the entire time. So why are you voting for a criminal? And you just said that you fell for the media's lies, yet you won't name the lies. You said that I know what you're talking about. I don't. Elaborate.
I'm still undecided. I didn't say I was voting for Trump. I'm still
You're talking about the media lies on Donald Trump, and you won't even tell me what they are. What are the media lies?
They're saying that he's a fascist. They're saying that he's a dictator.
They didn't say he's a fascist.
The media, not you. Would you listen?
I didn't say I said they didn't say he's a fascist. Donald Trump's own chief of staff.
Kamala's been saying he's a fascist for the past 2 months.
Why did she just call him a fascist? Why did she call him it?
I don't think anybody knows why. Her campaign.
Yes, we do. But you're not reading the articles.
So
his
she's
own
just
chief of
attacking
staff,
him.
Kamala, called Donald Trump a fascist after Donald Trump's own chief of staff said Donald Trump is a fascist and wanted to be a fascist. John Kelly said he is a fascist, his own chief of staff. Then Kamala was asked, do you think he's a do you think he is a fascist? And she said, I do. Because John Kelly, his own chief of staff, said it. Do you understand? It seems like it's not medialized. It seems like you're not reading into the articles. That's on you. Do better.
So can you help me win the vote of the Democrat side?
Sure. You said that you fell into medialize. What other medialize are you talking about?
It's all over. They take things that Trump say, and they've done it on the other side too. They've done it on Biden's side.
Like what?
They take. If you would let me fucking talk.
I am.
They've done it to Biden too. They take something that he says and they put it out of
What do
context.
they lie about with Donald Trump? Can you just name?
The grab her by the pussy thing.
He said that on video.
On a private bus.
I'm sorry, did he not say that on video?
Why do you have to be politically correct in your free time with your friends?
Okay, if you could listen, if you don't say something racist in public or sexist in public, but you say it in private, you're still racist and sexist.
Exactly. I didn't say.
So Donald Trump, for example, said something deeply misogynistic, deeply sexist, deeply inappropriate, and it was caught on film, and then the public found out about it. That means he is inappropriate, sexist, and misogynistic, and you're not going to hold him accountable for that. You're saying, I can't believe he was filmed. It was an open mic. He knew the mic was on. He said he knew the mic was on.
So what about the things that Kamala has said? Why does nobody go after her for things that she says?
I want to hear more about this media. You said media lies, but you're not holding Hold on. You're not holding Donald Trump accountable for what he said. Instead, you're saying he's the victim for saying it and getting caught? Excuse me?
That's one example. There's plenty more.
Well, that's god awful to say that he's the victim for saying something so abhorrent about about women. Like, come on. So why are you undecided here? Because it sounds as though you're undecided because what, you have a lack of information, low information voting, and you're voting based off of feelings? Like what? You're voting based off of your incapability to read the articles that speak truth to the lies you're spewing yourself? I mean, you just said, why did Kamala call him a fascist? She didn't. John Kelly, his chief of staff, did. But you're not reading the article.
No, it's on video of her calling Trump a fascist.
What? Okay, so she called him a fascist when she was asked. So again, you're not listening. You are reading the top line talking point of an article and then saying this is media lies. No, you're not reading the article or actually watching the videos. Kamala was asked, hey, John Kelly, the chief of staff of Donald Trump, says he's a fascist. Considering that's his own chief of staff, obviously that means he is indeed a fascist because the chief of staff controls his administration. It's what they do. So then you, I assume, Kamala, would you assume that he is also a fascist? And she said, yeah, I would call him a fascist because John Kelly called him a fascist, the man who operates his administration. Like, sir, you're not reading any context here. You're just saying she called him a fascist, and that's media lies. Well, first off, how is that a media lie? And two, right, because John Kelly called him a fascist.
Okay, I'll do you a favor, and I'll look more into that.
It's not a favor for me. That's a favor for yourself. Intelligence is a value. Try to treat it like such.
Okay, I'll look more into it and see what's up with that.
Can you tell me one economic policy that Donald Trump passed that benefited you?
Like last time he was president?
Mm-hmm.
See, like I said, I didn't vote last time, so...
Okay, that doesn't mean you have to pay attention to what he did during his first term in the presidency. I don't care if you did or didn't vote in the last presidency. Right? Did you vote 8 years ago?
Oh, I wasn't old enough.
Okay, but so again, you're not paying attention then to his first term in office.
Right, I said I didn't vote.
Okay, I understand you didn't vote. That doesn't mean you're not going to pay attention for 4 years. You're saying I didn't vote, so I wouldn't know. Just because you didn't vote doesn't mean you're not going to pay attention for 4 years. You were alive, were you not?
I didn't. I'll be honest. I didn't really care about politics that much.
So what's keeping you back from voting? Like, who are you leaning towards right now, Donald Trump or Kamala? Chat, pick a space.
Actually, I'm voting. I'm leading. Sorry, I'm leading.
If you say third party, you're getting kicked. Do you understand me?
Dude,
I'm not
can you
playing
just-
this third
can you
party
just shut
nonsense.
up and let me talk. Holy
If you say
shit.
third party, you're getting kicked. That's your pre-warning. You're not going to waste any more of my time.
No, I'm not voting third party. Anybody that votes third party is an idiot.
Oh, I like you. You're
They
a
have
good
no
one.
chance of winning. There's no point.
What's your name, Josh?
My name is Josh. You just said
Josh,
it.
I like you. Good guy.
Okay, stop with the sarcasm, dude. I'm just.
That was
I just can't hear
sarcasm.
your
I like that you
conversation.
just called him out like that. Good for you.
I will
Chat,
say
next
there's
spot.
problems. There's problems on both sides. That's why I'm undecided.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really leading towards anyone. That's why I'm trying to like get more information, read more on stuff. I don't know if you're familiar with the Daily Wire.
Oh, I don't give two redundant craps about the Daily Wire. Let me be honest here. Let's talk about policy instead of the media anymore, okay? I know, guys, I know that was your right and not my right. I messed up. We'll start a new board. Anyway, listen. We're done talking about the media. You said that you were going to read more into it. So do me a favor. Let's talk about policy here. Do you know what Donald Trump is running on when it comes to the border? Or is the economy important to you? What is important to you? Like, what is leaning you to the undecided spot where you can't make a decision between these two candidates? Because let's be honest, they are completely furthest. I mean, they could not be more... The contrast is very stark, right? I mean,
Okay, let's start with the border. I do have a problem that we have had 13,000 murders, sexual assaults by illegal immigrants. That does concern me, as it should everyone.
Excuse me, how many?
13,000 have been reported.
Okay, listen, I don't have a stat for that number, but I do want to better recognize something right here. The conversation about the border would be redundant in its entirety because Kamala Harris and Joe Biden were looking to pass a bipartisan border bill with Speaker Mike Johnson that would have accomplished everything we're looking to do and made what we are discussing right now nonsensical. Right? There wouldn't be any illegal border crossings. And Donald Trump blocked the bill because he wanted to run on a problem instead of fixing it. We understand this because Mitch McConnell, Senator Tillis, Mike Johnson came forward and said that Donald Trump made calls to congressional Republicans like Marjorie Taylor Greene to block the bill after they had already pledged to pass it to begin with. Because this was a bill introduced by Republicans that they supported with the negotiations of Kamala Harris. It would have capped immigration, blocked illegal asylum seekers, put 1,500 border agents on the ground. It would have offered an entire construction of the wall that Donald Trump ran on. And yet, obviously, he doesn't care about anymore. And it would have also provided millions of dollars to border states to secure the border how they see fit. What I also want to better recognize here is, one, you do understand that border crossings are lower today than they were at this point under Donald Trump's presidency.
Yes, but how many illegal immigrants have crossed the border
Hold on.
since
And then
they've
second
been
point,
in office?
I want you to understand as well that Donald Trump has no record of when it comes to the border. And one, because any policy he put forth, like, for example, the Remain in Mexico Act, consisted of massive legality issues and also humanitarian concerns that led to it inevitably being overturned by his own Supreme Court for being unconstitutional. You then look at Donald Trump once more, and he literally neglected, refused to negotiate a deal with with Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi at that time. Sorry, Mike Johnson, Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer. So he couldn't build the wall he wanted because he couldn't secure the funding, right? He didn't want to give Democrats anything. He didn't want to give Democrats anything. And so he threw his wall under the bus. In fact, Obama built 400 miles on the wall. Donald Trump only built 50. So can you break down why he would be stronger for the border? Guys, was I X and you were O? No, I was O, you were X on this one. Whenever you're ready.
Didn't we have less border crossings under his administration, though?
At the get-go of it. But now you have less border crossings today than you did at this point under Donald Trump's presidency.
How many do we have currently since they...
Now, I also want to recognize something by suggesting...
answer the question.
Excuse me?
How many border crossings have there been since
look it
they've
up.
been in office?
Go look it up. What do you want me to do? Poop out the number
don't know
for
the
you?
number? You're just saying that
Why would I
today
know the
it's
number?
lower.
Excuse me, sir, I don't know how many crossed the fucking border today. Go look it up.
It's
right?
probably
But we
like-
recognize that there are less border crossings today than there were under Donald Trump. That is a fact. And if you want to fact check me on that, please go do so. You can get a fact check from anywhere you want, including Fox News. I don't care. But I'm not going to know the exact digit for you. Sorry, that's just too specific. Can't help you. Right? I mean, good luck. You go find that number. Good luck.
You're saying that there was
Here,
more...
hold on. Excuse me. Here, you go find the exact number. I'll wait. Chat and I are going to do a little game.
Are you saying that there was more border crossings under Trump?
Oh, I fucked up. Yeah, I know, guys. I know. Congrats. Yay. You guys won. Congratulations. Yeah, congratulations.
Which source? Can you shut that stupid shit off?
All right, yeah, I got you. Oh, I'm sorry. You said, can you shut that stupid shit off? I'm sorry. I thought you meant you. You meant the music. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to kick you. When you said shut that stupid shit, I thought you meant you. I didn't know you meant the music. I'm so sorry. That's on me. Total. I mean, come on. Reasonable misunderstanding, don't you think? I feel like anybody would have misunderstood the same. Hi, David. How you doing?
Good. I just want to let you know the reason that the numbers do look like they are down is because of the CBP app.
Wait, pardon me. Can we take a step back? First off, Robert, thank you so much for the $5. I appreciate it, Robert. Thank you so much for the $5. And excuse me, sir, you're not going to be this disrespectful when you request to join my live stream. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
Yes, I have.
Okay, so then I get to ask you the first question. Why are you? Let me teach you something once more, and this is called respect. When you request to join my live stream, wipe your feet off at the virtual doormat and then wait to be spoken to. That's called life. Okay? I mean, if I did what you just did, walking into my parents' house and I wait for my ma to say hello, you better bet I'd get kicked out of my house. All right, and now you're getting kicked out of my house. You have a good one. Let's move on. Yeah, folks. Treat it like a home. You walk in here, you gotta wait, right? You can't just start speaking over me and then telling me you're gonna talk over me. If I did that as a child, you better bet my mom would have said, get on the street, you're out. Learn some respect. That is some motherless behavior right there. That's some nonsense. Do better, MAGA Republicans. Some nonsense. Let's get up our next guest. Folks, if you like what you're hearing today, please feel free to support me. My Venmo, PayPal, Cash App, they're in my bio. I do want to say a massive, massive thank you to Gwendolyn. Thank you so much. Please use the duck. Gwendolyn, I'll get it out just for you. And Christopher, thank you so much as well for the $20. That is so kind. And you said voted today? Hey, let's get some W. Christophers in the chat. W. Christopher, that's awesome. W. Christopher. Let's get up our next guest. Trying to get up our next guest. Hello, guest. What you doing? To everybody who's just tuning in, I met Kamala today, and she's very nice. She's very nice. So Kamala was in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and I visited the rally. Speaking of, sounds like some of y'all were there. I wish I saw you. If you ever see me in public, folks, say hi. Say hi. I love meeting you folks in public. I did meet a couple folks from our little community in public today, and that was very exciting at the rally. But yeah, Kamala went around, said hi. It was very cool. Trying to get up our next guest. I put it in my story. I put the video of her and I in my story. It was just a short little video, nothing like my old longer videos with her. Hello, guest. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
Yeah, I'm voting for his motherfucking ass to go to prison.
Yo, let's get some W's in the chat. Let's get some W's in the chat. That's awesome. I can't. Oh, new prop. I'm going to get handcuffs. New prop. New props! Oh gosh, you guys know I love my props. Let's get out the Harry Potter one. Hi guest, are you voting for Donald Trump?
Yeah.
How old are you?
Huh?
Fetus. Poof. Fetus deletus. It's a beautiful spell. It is illegal in Alabama, but it is a beautiful spell everywhere else. You don't try fetus deletus in Alabama, folks. Deletus the fetus. A better way to say it, I think. Hello, guest. Are you voting for Donald Trump? Okay, I think that's a butt dial. Let's move on. Hello, guest. Are you voting for Donald Trump? I hear you breathing. Are you voting for Donald Trump? Okay, let's move on. Guys, why come up if you're not going to talk to me once I bring you up? Hello, guest. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
Hey, Johnny. I'm undecided, I would say, at the time. I'm more of an economics guy. I was
Gotcha.
curious.
Hey, if you have any questions, feel free to message me. I am just looking to committed Trump supporters. I'm not looking to talk to any undecided voters at the moment. Thank you.
Accepted it.
Hello, guest. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I am voting for Donald Trump.
Gotcha. So why do you hate America?
Excuse me?
So why do you hate America?
Why do I hate America? Now, I don't think that is...
Sorry, wait, I'm sorry. You're right. I'm sorry. You're right. I'm sorry. Let me take that back. I apologize. Why do you hate our military and law enforcement?
Oh, that is actually hilarious because I serve in the military.
Okay,
Yeah,
so let's better demonstrate this. You're voting for a felon, sexual abuser, and civil fraudster.
Well, I just
thank you
wanna
for your
go back.
service, but certainly not a thank you for your ignorance. Why are you voting for a criminal? If you want to break that down.
I just want to go back and answer the first question. Now, if I
Sure.
appreciate it.
One more time.
Do not
One more
interrupt
time.
me,
One more
okay?
time. Can you tell me why
You
you're
can write
voting
it
for a
down.
criminal?
You can write this down. I served in the military.
Thank you for your service. No, thank you for your ignorance. The man who stripped away the right to choose. Don't come up here with your freedom, virtue signaling. Again, tell me again.
There's no point in debating with you. They're just
All right,
gonna
here's what we're
interrupt.
going to do. Shh, quiet. One more time. I want to understand why you're voting for a criminal, sexual abuser, and civil fraudster. Thank you for your service in the military, but certainly not giving you a thank you for your blatant ignorance. Again, you come up here on your girl's account and you are speaking on voting for the man who said that we should defund the police, the man who violated the Constitution, more ironically, his Second Amendment, right? His bump stock ban, that was in violation of the Second Amendment. According to his own Supreme Court, it was overturned in June of this year. And the guy who exploited the graves of soldiers for his own personal profit, going as far as having Arlington National Cemetery soldiers filing a police report on him. So let's stop the whole virtue signaling. Let's stop the whole dance. We don't got to do this. So just tell me why you're voting for the criminal and we can move this conversation along, right? Great. Got to do this. So just tell me why you have an echo. So now go to your homepage and then come back in. Go to your homepage, come back. Don't leave the live stream. Just click to your homepage, come back. Swipe into your homepage, swipe back. Swipe into your homepage, swipe back. There you go. Great. Now unmute whenever you're ready.
All right. So, I am on my girl's account. You're all right. I do not have TikTok
As you're trying
myself.
to vote her rights away. Christopher, thank you so much for the $15. And Gregory, thank you for the $2 as well. Thank you so much for the love, Christopher. Thank you, Gregory. So yeah, you're on your girl's account, but you're trying to strip away her right to choose.
Let me speak, okay?
Oh, let me think about it. Do I want to let you speak?
See, this is
on the downside, the issue here is that you're on your girl's account when you are actively voting away her right to choose. Poor girl. So why are you voting away her right to choose?
Okay, first of all, this is not a proper debate. You have bombarded me with...
This is pretty much a proper debate, right? It's called accountability. You're crying instead of answering. A proper debate was where I just asked you a question and you responded. All right, so hold on. Here's the issue. I'm letting you answer the questions. You're refusing to, right? I mean, I've asked you 4 questions. Every time I ask you a question, you cry about how I'm not letting you speak. I stop speaking once you start answering. If you don't answer, I keep speaking. That's life. Get used to it. Maybe you've never ever debated in real life or on a live stream or whatever the case be. That's on you. Cry more. But if you are going to cry, can you do so in this cup? Because then we could save the tears and go water like a, California, if there's another drought, they could use it. I mean, you do produce a lot of tears, right? I'm sure you're crying all the time. So tell me again, let's get back into this. You are on your girl's account, but you're actively voting her right to choose away. Can you justify why you would do such a thing?
Well, I'm right here, and he is not.
Oh, congrats. So are you ashamed? Because I would be ashamed. So why are you voting for the man who wants to strip away your right to choose?
The funniest liberal I've seen on...
I'm well aware. So why are you trying to strip away the right to choose
First of all,
from
I'm gonna
yourself?
go back to answering the first question.
Why are you not answering me? Okay, hold on. Fine.
Can you let me answer at least?
See, I think that you're actually...
Hold on. Let's restart. Let's take a quick break and restart. Let's take a quick break and restart after these messages. Melania Trump's new book coming to theaters, a theater near you, but hopefully not the Beetlejuice Theater with Lauren Boebert. Otherwise, you're all in for a tough time. All right, now that we're back from our commercial break, can you tell me why you're voting away your right to choose?
So I'm going to go back to the first question that you asked.
Okay, you're just going to ignore what I said?
We can come back to that.
Fine, whenever you're ready to go ahead.
So if you're willing and you're ready to let me speak,
Can you at least just let him talk? Like, let him say one
Probably
thing.
not. Because you're not engaging in the conversation.
Okay. Well, answer his question then. The question he's asking right now.
I will answer your question.
What's your question right now?
Oh, do I have to repeat it for a fourth time? Is it like a processing issue? Is that how you two found each other? Because you both process things inappropriately? You didn't hear me, neither of you? I mean, there's two of you. Between you, you got at least got two brain cells. Clank them together and give me an answer.
I will answer your question.
Great.
I'm not voting away a woman's right to, have an abortion, but I agree with certain circumstances. The circumstances of rape, the circumstances of the mother's health is in danger. But what I am not in favor of is abortion being used as another form of birth control. In this country, there are probably hundreds of thousands of abortions per year. And
Are they all coming from you? Where are they? Where are the hundreds of thousands of abortions a year? Are they coming from you? How many are you contributing, huh? So let's get better back into this. What is your weekly cutoff? The weekly cutoff, no, excuse me, and you are excused. So let's better understand this. You said abortion, grape, and incest, like life of the mother, grape, incest. Do you believe in those three exceptions? Is that an accurate statement?
Yes, that is an accurate statement.
Now, what is your weekly cutoff? The national average is 18 to 24 weeks. Around 22 weeks, the pregnancy begins to become viable. After that, it's moved into an emergency C-section. It's no longer an abortion, as the fetus can survive outside of the womb in the ICU. Prior to that, it is not a viable pregnancy, as it can't survive outside of the womb. So do you believe in the 18 to 24 week national cutoff, or are you saying that you believe in a 0-week abortion ban?
I believe that abortions are acceptable under certain
Right. Now, for the weekly cutoff, 0-week abortion ban, is that what you're advocating for? That should a woman not be the victim of rape, incest, or her life being at risk, you believe that she shouldn't have the right to choose outright, even if it's at 0 weeks. Is that accurate?
No.
Okay, so then what is the weekly cutoff? It's a number. The next word that comes out of your mouth should be a number. Hopefully I've made that clear by now.
12.
And why that number? You need to check with your girl.
It's 3 months.
And so why that number?
It takes a certain amount of time for a woman to even know that she's pregnant.
Correct. So why 12 weeks?
That is a particular number that came to mind.
It's just a favorite number. You like a good old even number. So then why don't you say 24 weeks? It's also an even number.
I think a woman has enough,
Listen, I'm glad that your girlfriend is helping you navigate this, but let's better understand this as a whole. You're suggesting that you should be able to regulate a woman's right to choose. Why not step up and regulate your own body? Why don't you advocate for mandatory vasectomies that would accomplish the very issue you're trying to fight against? You're saying you don't want abortions. Okay, you can prevent abortions by getting a vasectomy. It's also reversible.
One of those takes away a life.
Excuse me. Again, if you want to stop an abortion and you think it's the loss of life, okay, get a vasectomy. And then right there, you're going to prevent an abortion from being needed, right?
There are other modes of contraception as well.
Sure. Mandate a vasectomy. Yes or no?
Why wouldn't you mandate a pill?
Oh, I'm sorry. So you don't want to, let me get this right. So you don't want to mandate the body of a man. You only want to mandate the body of women. You understand that there's not a single legal, excuse me. No, you're not. You skipped my example. I'm saying, why don't you mandate the body of a man? Excuse me. I'm saying, why don't you mandate the body of a man instead of trying to mandate the bodies of women? And you're doing everything in your capability to mandate the body of women without mandating the body of a man. No, excuse me, one more time. You as a man are saying why you should regulate the body of women. I'm saying, how about you own up to that nonsense, cut the shit, and regulate your own body? And you're doing everything you can to pivot from that and get back into regulating the bodies of women. One more time. You're saying you don't want abortions to take place unless it's in those 3 circumstances. After that, you believe in a 12-week abortion ban. So I'm saying, okay, let's just cut the shit. Forget about abortions as a whole. You're not going to need abortions. Excuse me. You're not going to need abortions if you mandate vasectomies. It's also reversible. So why don't you mandate vasectomies? You're not advocating for that. Can you tell me why? Thank you, Patricia, for the galaxy. I appreciate the love.
If you're going to use that as an example, you have to be able to see,
You're ignoring the part that this regulates a man's body. Why don't you want to regulate a man's body?
The hypocrisy.
Why don't you want to regulate a man's body?
I am not in favor of regulating anybody's body.
Yes, you are. You just made the case to regulate a woman's body.
What I am in favor of
is regulating a woman's body. You just said it.
The child's life.
One more time. Excuse me. There won't be a child, right? You're saying that at 12 weeks. Excuse me.
The matter is.
Maybe I stuttered. So let me repeat one more time. You're saying that it's a child at 12 weeks. First off, that's not a child. Okay, it's not even a fetus, right? You're playing with the glob of tissue. Okay, now help me better understand this as well. I'm telling you, well, you know what? You're claiming that's a child. You won't be a child at the get-go of the conversation so long as you mandate a man's body by mandatory vasectomies. But you're saying, no, you don't want to mandate vasectomies, even though that would solve the very issue that you're talking about. Rather, you would continue regulating a woman's body. So why are you not responding? Why are you so focused on only regulating women's bodies, and why won't you own up and cut the nonsense and regulate your own body? What is this? I mean, a vasectomy is reversible. So get your mandated vasectomy, and then when you are ready to have a child, reverse it. Are you running away? Should I get the cowbell? My voice is still coming out of yourself. Oh, we got a runner! No! No! Let's get some cow emojis in the chat, please. Anyway, so guest, I got your username. Don't worry about it. I'm going to sign both of us up for a vasectomy, and you and I are going to go get our vasectomies, okay? All right, I'm glad. Thank you for coming up. I'm looking forward to our vasectomies together. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. It's going to be like a community building exercise, Hi, Tara. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Depends. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
No.
Well, ma'am, I'm just looking to talk to Trump supporters right now. We are going to talk to some Kamala supporters.
Good job with that last guest because he just couldn't put a thought together.
I appreciate it. Thank you for coming up.
I appreciate that.
Thank you for coming up. I think what really got to him too was when I was like, "You're voting for a felon," and he goes, "Oh well, I was in the military." I'm like, "Thank you for your service, but certainly not giving you a thank you for your ignorance." Like, I can absolutely say thank you for your service because that's what my mom, my pa taught me, and then it can also turn around and call you a blatant ignoramus for trying to strip away the rights and freedoms that you fought and defended in the military. It just makes no sense. It's hypocritical, right? I was in the military so I could fight for your freedom, and now I'm actively voting away your freedom. Okay, make it make sense. Like, come on. Come on. Like, come on. Come on. Come on now. Folks, if you are voting for Donald Trump, join the guest request and let's have a conversation about it. If you're voting for Kamala Harris, hit that like button, hit the share button, help us get to 500,000 likes. If everybody's tapping on your screen right now, I feel like we could hit 500,000 likes. And if you do want to support me and maybe you like what you're hearing today, my Venmo, PayPal, and Cash App are in my bio. I want to say a massive thank you to Gregory and Christopher and everybody for the love. Thank you so much again. Amanda, hello.
Hey.
Are you voting for Donald Trump?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, did you want a cookie or a sticker? Oh, you get neither of them. You don't get cookies or stickers when you vote for a criminal. So why did you vote for the felon?
Because he's going to make this country better.
Okay, so this time when I ask you and I say, why are you voting for the felon? Maybe talk on policy or something of substance instead of saying, I don't know. This is like me asking you. This is like, excuse me. This is like asking you. This is like me asking you, what do you want for dinner? And you saying, I want something edible in my mouth hole. No, you just got to list the ingredients in the recipe.
This is your job. This is not even
This isn't my job.
Yes, this is
I'm
your
George Soros' mistress.
Dude, you're weird.
No, that's my profession. I went to college for it. What do you mean?
Okay, and you went to college and this is what you're doing? It's
Harvard Law.
Pretty sad.
Harvard Law, just so that I could figure out my way into George Soros's home. That was, it was pretty easy. I'd recommend it. Anyway, so why are you voting for a criminal?
Yeah, but why
the
are you
man who
voting
was
for
found guilty
Harris?
on
Can you
34
tell me what
felony
she's
counts.
done?
Excuse me, you won't respond.
tell me
I'll
what
tell you
Harris
exactly
has
why I'm
done?
voting for Kamala if you just answer this one question.
All right, what's the question?
One more time. Donald Trump was found guilty on 34 felony counts by a unanimous jury appointed by his own lawyers. He paid Republican lawyers to appoint a Republican jury, and they found him guilty. Also, he was found guilty, liable.
Fake news.
I know how you are with your terms. Liable is civil fraud and sexual abuse.
CNN.
Fox News? Fox News is my source.
That's false, because I have Fox News on the TV right now.
Fox News is my source. You know that this isn't today's news, right?
Yeah,
This
Fox
is months
News
old
is
news.
real
Why would you
news,
see this on the
so-
news today? Fox News is my source.
You're wrong, because
How am I wrong? Are you saying that Fox News is wrong?
No, I watch Fox News, and that has never been said.
It literally has. Ma'am, help me better understand this. You're saying that, what, Donald Trump isn't a criminal?
He's not.
This is an easy fact check. Go fact check me. Get a source that says he's not. Go on. Go.
Play your shitty music.
I
Come
am.
on.
Go get the source. Run.
You're such a bum.
Fly, birdie, fly. Get me a source in the sky. Get me my source. Fly away, you little goblin, today. A little troll is what you... Oh, she ran away. Oh, so she knew he was a criminal. She just ran away. Let's get some cow emojis in the chat. No! No! We got a runner. We got to herd the cattle, everybody. Herd the cattle. We got to herd the cattle. We got a runner. Goodness gracious. Folks, if you want to pay for the therapy I'm going to need after listening to some of these Trumpers, feel free to support me. Hi, guest. Are you voting for the criminal? 3, 2, 1. Goodbye. Oh, my goodness. Hi.
Hi. How are you?
Depends. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
Second, if you will, Johnny. I listen to you every night.
Are you voting for Donald Trump?
I want to just make a comment to Stephanie.
Are you... Hold on. I don't want to attack people who are coming up here. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
No, I want to make a comment about the...
You haven't answered my question.
No, I'm not.
Okay, I appreciate you coming up. We are going to talk to Kamala supporters a little later. I don't want to insult people or comment on people who have already left. They're no longer in the live stream. So, like, for example, Stephanie's no longer in the live stream, so making a comment to her doesn't matter. But if you want to message her privately, feel free to do so. I do want to get on to our next guest, though. Hi, Maxine. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
No, I'm not. Harris, but please unmute me.
Guys, can we unmute Maxine, please?
Thank you.
Let me make sure. Here, I got you. Mods, who muted her? Who did it? Who did it? Who's muting friendlies? Who's muting friendlies in the chat? That is not good friendly fire, as Donald Trump would say. We don't persecute our enemies. We don't do that here. The enemy is not within. The enemy is not within. Hello, guest. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
I'm still undecided.
Okay, message me if you have any questions about the candidates. Let's get up our next guest. Hello, guest. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
Hey, yeah, I am.
How old are you? Fetus deletus. Where's my wand? Gonna have to keep this close. Hi, Ricardo. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
Yes, sir.
How old are you?
21.
Fetus deletus. Poof. No, I'm not buying it. Sorry. I could be wrong. I don't think I'm wrong. Hi, Tyler. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
Yes.
Y'all, I hear your little brother in the background. Y'all see why I'm not buying this nonsense? Like, come on. Come on. I heard your little brother in the back. What is going on? Frida, hi. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
No, absolutely not.
I appreciate you coming up. We are speed running this. We are just going right through the guests. I'm getting the Trump supporter up here. If it takes me out, I will not hesitate. I will get a Trumper up here. Folks, if you are voting for Donald Trump, jump on into the guest request and let's have a conversation about it. To our mods, please, if you are moderating, and I appreciate you taking the time to moderate. Thank you for doing so. Please, please, make sure that you're like muting the right people. Please don't mute friendlies. Thank you. And if you did so, can you please go back in and unmute everybody you muted? Because I really want to ensure that we're not muting friendlies, right? Like, we can't have that. That's not okay. We're so close to an election. Hi, Ange. Thank you so much for the galaxy. Hi, John. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
Yes, I am.
How old are you?
I'm 33.
Gotcha. And so why are you voting for the convicted felon? Why are you voting for the sexual abuser, the civil fraudster?
So I actually don't. Ever since I got out of the military, I voted Republican just because of the policies that help veterans. Oh
wait, like the PACT Act?
Not only that.
Okay, well, not only that. The PACT Act was signed by a Democrat. It was Joe Biden's bill. So, I'm sorry, you said not only that. I'm sorry, did you think that the PACT Act was put into place by a Republican? Because when I said the PACT Act, you said not only that.
I did actually.
Okay, so you're coming up here to talk about veterans policies, and you thought the PACT Act was put into place by a Republican, not a Democrat. Do you want to do some more research on that before you start speaking?
Oh no, that's
you sure?
I mean, you
sure?
You said it. I'm agreeing with what you said. If
right, but my point is, if you're going to jump in here and say you're voting based off of military policies, and then when I say, oh, like the PACT Act, and you say, not only that. Okay, well, not only that, guess what? It wasn't a Republican, it was a Democrat. And then when I said, did you think it was passed by a Republican? You said, you did. Okay, so then let's not disrespect the military like this. Thank you for your service if you were in the military. Now let's talk policy as a whole. Can you tell me one policy that Donald Trump passed that economically benefited middle-class Americans during his first term?
So the reason why I voted for him...
I didn't ask you the reason why you voted for him. I asked you for that economic policy. Maybe I stuttered. Did I hesitate? I don't think I did. So let's start anew here.
That wasn't the focus of why I actually
And yet, if you're going to vote for Donald Trump and you're going to make the case as to why other people should vote for him, because let's be real, this isn't your therapy. This is us having a debate as to why Donald Trump is the candidate for the presidency or why Kamala is the candidate for the presidency. You need to talk about policies as a whole, right?
So the policies that I was focusing on,
and the policies that you were focusing on were regarding the military. Thanks. And yet, what the issue is here is that when I brought up the PACT Act, you said it was signed into law by a Republican, which means you don't know what you're talking about on the subject. Again, and if we're going to talk about military and our veterans,
I don't know.
Sure, but if we're going to talk about military and our veterans, maybe we shouldn't talk about the candidate who exploited the graves of soldiers for his own personal profit. Right, who had a police report filed against him by Arlington National Cemetery soldiers, the guy who dodged the draft, the guy who saluted a North Korean soldier, the guy who refused to hold Vladimir Putin accountable for putting bounties on the heads of our soldiers, the guy who, literally couldn't get home U.S. Marine Paul Whelan, Joe Biden did. Let's stop playing with Captain Bone Spurs and why you think he's good for the military when we know he ain't. I asked you for an economic policy. Are you going to tell me what it is or not?
Well, that's not why I voted for him.
Okay, so then just say, no, you don't know. Mommy's getting mad. Did your mommy get mad at you?
So,
Mommy's getting mad. Oh, you got an echo now. Mommy get mad at you. Did your mommy get mad? Now you're having echo. All right, go deal with mommy. Let's get up our next guest. Poor mommy. My goodness. Captain Bone Spurs. Kelsey, thank you so much for the $10 from George Soros' nightstand. Thank you so much, George Soros. Thank you for the love. Hi, guest. Are you voting for the criminal?
Yes. Because all of...
Wait, let's just sit in silence for a moment. Hold on. Just give me 1 second. Okay. I want to do a quick prayer. I'm pretty religious, so sometimes I do this, and it's around time for my nightly prayer. So one moment. Dear God, what the fuck is this shit? Really? Listen. What the fuck? Hold on, excuse me. I'm talking to God. I'm talking to God. Give me a second. I'm talking to God. Talking to God, and this is between us. This is between us. This is between me and God. Give us a moment. Give me a moment. Excuse me. Excuse me. My gosh. Man. Now you're going to make me get up my holy water. I'm having a conversation with God. Okay. dear God, why? All right, let's jump back into this. So if you unmute whenever you're ready. Sorry, I think I got you wet. Let me wipe that up, ma'am. I'm so sorry. There you go. Squeaky clean. So why are you voting for Donald Trump? Oh, you have an echo. Can you click out of the live and click back in? There you go.
Hello.
Yeah, hi. Sorry, I got you wet with some holy water, unfortunately.
Okay, so what you
Happens to the best of us. Miss Ask Stormy. Anyway, so why are you voting for the criminal?
Most of them have done criminal things, but it hasn't come to light yet. So just like, oh, you're voting for the criminal? Like half of the politicians have
if
done
Kamala
fucked up
Harris,
shit.
but not Kamala Harris.
You don't know that.
No, I
Because
do.
maybe
Excuse me,
she's done
ma'am.
some things
No,
that just
no.
hasn't come to light.
No.
You don't know everything.
Ma'am, no,
all
I
her
do.
dark secrets.
Listen,
don't.
first off, in two reasons. One, I don't walk.
and the
Ma'am, you're not just going to
politicians
start screaming over me, because I will start screaming back. I will not have you scream over me and then think you're going to successfully do so. See, I can scream louder than you, because I'm Italian. Okay, so now let's better understand this. What I'm trying to explain to you is Kamala Harris was a district attorney and an attorney general. She led the largest Department of Justice, second only to the U.S. Department of Justice. If she committed a crime, she would have been the first to have been caught. And we know this because look at the Attorney General of Pennsylvania, not Josh Shapiro. Before him, her name, I believe, was Kathleen Kane. She was prosecuted and caught immediately by her own Department of Justice because, fun fact, when you're in the center of the Justice Department, you're the first to get caught when you commit a crime because they're always investigating you. They're always looking into you. And when, for example, you want to commit tax fraud or a civil liability of sexual abuse or a felony, you're going to get caught. You're going to get caught. And this doesn't go for all politicians. You're saying that you think all politicians have committed crimes. Okay, if you want to make that case, go ahead and make that case. You can't make that case when it comes to someone who is an attorney general. Okay? All right. So now let's get back into this. Why are you voting for a criminal, sexual abuser, and civil fraudster? Somebody who was found guilty on 34 felony counts by unanimous jury appointed by his own lawyers.
Somebody that has the most power can get away with things, just like Donald Trump got away with it because he.
So you're voting for the criminal because.
He's in the highest.
So you're voting for the criminal because.
He can get away with it.
All right, hold on. Silence. Poof. Okay, one more time. When I unmute you, and I will continue to mute and unmute you going forward as you're not listening or engaging in a conversation, this will be my final time, and this is your only warning. If you do not engage in the conversation and you go back to crying, I will remove you from the live stream so that you could continue crying on your own, right? You can continue crying, but we don't waste water here. So if you are going to continue crying, either leave the live stream or do so in this cup so that we can send it to California for their next drought. I know you MAGA Republicans produce a lot of tears, so we definitely don't want to waste that water, even though it's a little salty. Anyway, tell me again, why are you voting for the criminal, sexual abuser, civil fraudster whenever you're ready?
It sounds like you're the only one doing the crying because you won't let anyone talk.
Oh my gosh. Rochelle, thank you so much for the $5. Rochelle, excuse me. Your name is Chanel? Chanel? Do you hear me?
Another thing is
Chanel, excuse me, Chanel, do you hear me?
LGBTQ, and that
Chanel?
would be a destruction.
Okay, Chanel, you're not listening. I just wanted to tell you, Chanel, that Rochelle just gave me $5, and I wanted to say thank you, Rochelle, for the $5. Rochelle said that she dislikes you. Well, that's not the word she used, but I can't say the word she used. So I just wanted to thank you, Chanel, for being so dislikable. It's because of you I was just given $5. So thank you so much, Chanel. I appreciate you being dislikable. And Rochelle, thank you so much for the $5 for disliking Chanel. Thank you. Anyway, Chanel, here's what we're going to do. I need you to engage in the conversation. If you're not going to respond, we're going to move on, okay? Maria just gave me $5 because she hates you too. Maria, thank you so much for the love. Thank you so much. Let's move on to the next guest. I mean, she's literally not responding to a single question I'm asking. Like, what's the nonsense? Let's move on.
And really, Sean, it's
Dennis, hi, are you voting for Donald Trump?
Yep.
for nonsense.
And I'm not going to sit there and argue with you. Tell me why you're voting for Kamala.
Yeah, I'd love to. But first, can you tell me why you're voting for Donald Trump? And then I promise you I'll answer you as to why I'm voting for Kamala.
Well, because I'm looking at 4 years with them and 4 years with him, and I realized at the end of the day there was a difference.
Okay. Thank you, Uncle Daddy. What was the difference, though? Can you explain what the difference was?
Uncle Daddy?
Well, it's probably because I think that you are probably the product of both your mother's son and mother's husband.
No, what I've been is a product of the United States. I
mean, if that's your word for incest, I mean, you do you, boo.
You know what, dude? Somebody needs.
Anyway, so why are you? Listen.
No,
we don't gotta do. We don't gotta.
Already came after
we don't
me.
gotta. Blah 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 blah. Why are you voting for Donald Trump?
You're a little bitch.
Can
Go
you
get a job. You're not in your parents' basement. Okay, you know what?
Oh no. So why are you voting for Donald Trump? You said you want to know why I'm voting for Kamala. I'll tell you, but you need to tell me why you're voting for Donald Trump first. I'm just gonna catch your tears while you go. Go ahead. Oh, got one.
You know what? You're the little bitch everybody beat the hell out of.
There's another one. Oh, got some more tears.
Okay, why are you
Catching all your
voting for
tears?
Kamala?
All right, I'll tell you why I'm voting for Kamala.
Okay.
And it's Kamala. I know that literacy probably isn't your strength, but you know, let's try.
You know what?
I'm voting for Kamala Harris for numerous reasons, and first and foremost, I look at character because I have voted for Democrats, I have voted for Republicans. That's what my mom, my pa taught me, that you don't always just vote off of policy. First and foremost, you have to look at character. On this side, we have a convicted felon, sexual abuser, and civil fraudster, and that's not debatable. That is the justice system holding them accountable. And yes, I know we shouldn't talk about the justice system with Donald Trump because he said he wants to defund the police on April 5th of 2023. Speaking of police, we could talk about the law enforcement officers that he unalived on January 6th. Or the fact on January 6th, his own vice president made the decision not to run with Donald Trump once more because he tried to unalive his own vice president and have his vice president overthrow the Constitution and government for his own political profit. Speaking of political profit, we could talk about the $2 billion that Ivanka and Jared Kushner took from the Saudis, or the $8.2 million Donald Trump took from foreign entities. We could talk about the grifting, or we could talk about the failures in his businesses, like the 6 bankruptcies, Trump University, Trump Water, Trump Vodka, Trump Casino. How do you bankrupt 3 casinos? The whole point is to scam people. How do you mess that up? How do you mess that up? Give me a casino. I bet you I'll make it work. How does Donald Trump fail at that? You just got to leave the slot machines and walk away. Then you look at Kamala Harris, and you have a black woman from a middle-class background who never forgot her middle-class roots, becoming a district attorney in the United States when she had no right to do so because every card was socioeconomically stacked against her, but yet she persevered. Not only becoming a district attorney, but an attorney general, leading the largest Department of Justice, second only to the U.S. Department of Justice in California, a state that had the we are talking the 5th largest economy in the world. They are far more superior than the economic issues you see in Florida, but that you MAGA Republicans seem to advocate for Ron DeSantis. You look at Kamala Harris not only becoming a district attorney and attorney general, but a senator and vice president, fighting for the Inflation Reduction Act, the American Rescue Plan, the CHIPS and Science Act, and the infrastructure package, creating tens of thousands of good paying jobs, not counting pandemic jobs, and yet she still created double the amount of jobs on a monthly average than Donald Trump created, and yet she only added half the amount of debt. $4 trillion in debt. $8 trillion in debt, 400,000 jobs per month, 178,000 jobs per month, not counting pandemic jobs created or lost. Again, then you look at her economy and she says, you know what? We're going to build a middle-class opportunity economy, $25,000 down payment for first-time home buyers, $6,000 permanent child tax credit for first-time parents, and $50,000 for small business entrepreneurs. Small business entrepreneurs like the ones that Donald Trump threw out of business when he shut down our economy. Or how about the business entrepreneurs that Donald Trump steamrolled with his tariffs, like the 15 to 25% tariff on agriculture that led to a surplus supply and demand issue and export crisis for farmers. Farmers closed their doors because of that, but those who didn't pass off costs to small businesses like the one I operated, and then we passed that off to the middle class to offset the difference so we didn't bankrupt our main streets. That was the equivalent of a $230 billion tax hike on the middle class, on top of Donald Trump's $8 trillion debt. Then let's talk about the border. Donald Trump said he was going to build the wall. He didn't. Wouldn't negotiate the deal to do so. If you like the wall, then you can thank George W. Bush for introducing it and Barack Obama for building 400 miles of it. Donald Trump built 50 miles. That was it. 50 miles under Trump, 400 under Barack Obama. Kamala Harris puts down a policy that would limit immigration, cap it, actually, Put 1,500 border agents on the ground, construct the wall in its entirety, funnel millions of dollars into border states to better secure their border, and then also block illegal immigrants from seeking asylum. That right there is a border policy that was endorsed by border security and Republicans in Congress until Donald Trump called congressional Republicans to block it. And that is not negotiable or debatable. That is what happened as it happened. We know from Mitch McConnell and Mike Johnson. Then again, Donald Trump doesn't care about the border. Kamala does, but you'll gaslight into thinking otherwise, right? The same way you gaslight us into thinking that Donald Trump stands for freedom, when Donald Trump is the man who violated his own constitution, that being the Second Amendment, by implementing a bump stock ban. And I'm a Second Amendment Democrat, but whether you agree or disagree with the Second Amendment, that bump stock ban was in direct violation of the Constitution, and it was overturned by Donald Trump's Supreme Court in June of this year. Not the first time Donald Trump violated the Constitution, right? He said we should dissolve it in its entirety. Or how about the fact that he overturned Roe v. Wade, law of the land for 50 years for a decades-fought fight, leaving women with less rights than their mothers had before them. And yet then Donald Trump calls that pro-life, but that's not pro-life. Because if he was pro-life and he thinks that stripping away the rights of women is pro-life, why didn't he supply them at least, at minimum, with a policy that would economically benefit women after he forces them to give birth? He won't, and he didn't, and he's not running on such a thing. Kamala is. Kamala has more pro-life policies than Donald Trump. Donald Trump took Amber Thurman's life with his extreme abortion ban. Donald Trump blocked Kate Cox from seeking an abortion for her non-viable pregnancy and then forced her out of the state of Texas where her community roots were to seek an emergency abortion elsewhere. She would have joined the likings of Amber Thurman if not for her own ability to leave and flee her state. Amber Thurman didn't have that same ability. So you took her life. You want to talk about freedom? Freedom is not when you strip away the rights of union workers and then tell them that they can work a full-time job but not earn a living wage. Freedom is not when you tell LGBTQ plus Americans that they can love how they want to love but not near you, not in your country. Freedom is not when you tell a transgender American that they can't serve their country. That's not freedom. So go ahead, gaslight us. Tell us why Donald Trump is the better candidate. Go ahead, tell us. We'll entertain this nonsense, and then we're going to elect Kamala Harris on November 5th, make her your next president, and we will laugh every single day at putting Donald Trump behind bars and letting go of this MAGA fascist movement. Because we are not going back with this fascist in office. We are going forward with Kamala Harris. Was that good enough of an answer for you? You asked, I answered. Now you tell me, why are you voting for Donald Trump? Hopefully that was enough for you. Oh, wait. You don't want to unmute? No? Okay. I wouldn't either. I wouldn't either. Let's get up our next guest. Folks, if you like what you're hearing today and you want to support me as I travel around the swing state of Pennsylvania, making that mission very clear as to why we're voting for Kamala, why we are going to win this race, why we are going to move forward as a country and not go back, feel free to support me. My Venmo, PayPal, Cash App, or in my bio. Or if you can't do that and feel no pressure to do that, hit that follow button in the top left corner and join our little family. Join the blue wave we have going on. Join our community. We'd love to have you as a part of it. Emmett, hi. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
Yeah.
You're not. Fetus deletus. Where's my wand? Hello? There it is. I want to say, first off, I want to say a massive thank you to Maria. Thank you to Kaylee. Thank you to William. For the love on Cash App. And also, I would love to see like 1,000 W's for Catherine in the chat, please. Catherine, thank you so much for $50 on PayPal. That is beyond kind. From the bottom of my heart, thank you so much, Catherine. That is so nice. I mean, you didn't have to do that. Thank you so much for supporting me and for that love. Thank you, Catherine. Hi, Victor. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
Hey, what's up, man? Can you hear me?
Depends. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
Yeah, I already voted.
Oh, okay. Did you want a cookie or a sticker? If you already voted, you're redundant to me now. right? Like, let's think about that. You're like, I already voted. Okay, so then why am I talking to you? Bye. Vanessa, thank you so much for the $20 on Venmo. That is so nice. Thank you so much, Vanessa. Thank you for the love. Love you right back, Vanessa. Thank you. Hi, Joe. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
Yes, I am.
And why so?
I'm gonna vote for Donald Trump because he's gonna stand for the same shit that all the rest of us Republicans are gonna stand for, and that's all this damn fruity shit. And I pretty much said what I said. I mean, I don't give a damn. I'm not talking about you indirectly. Yeah, you can show that picture. Hell yeah. Told Mater, you fucking right. Yeah. Yeah, I'm redneck as fuck. I'm Republican. I don't give a damn.
You're not Republican.
Yeah, the fuck I am. You don't tell me what I am. If you're gonna sit over here and try to quiet everybody else,
you're a rhino.
You're gonna try to push your bullshit on them. I'm fucking
You're
Republican.
a proud rhino. Republicans are voting for Kamala. Rhinos are voting for Donald Trump. And let's not play otherwise. Statistically, Republicans are voting for Kamala. Rhinos are voting for Donald Trump. Let's better understand this. Help me better understand this here. Donald Trump says he's pro-life and that's a Republican value. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Okay, but you're not pro-life. You're pro-forced birth. Because when you stripped away the rights of women by overturning Roe v. Wade, you didn't replace it with a single policy to economically benefit a woman after you force her to give birth. Kamala has both a pro-choice stance and a pro-life policy that would economically benefit the mother financially after you force her to give birth. That is pro-life. Where's Donald Trump's pro-life policy? Do you want to explain?
No, I want to explain why y'all motherfucking...
Oh, okay, so you're not going to tell me what Donald Trump's pro-life policy is?
Fruity bastards want to sit here and fucking...
Stop crying.
Act like fucking
Stop
women
crying.
and shit,
I asked you a question and you're crying. Listen. The closet's glass. The closet's glass. I can hear it in the tone of your reflection. I mean, the closet's so glass. Right? I mean, take it first and foremost from me. I know better than anybody when the closet's glass. I'm telling you now, the closet's glass. So let's stop playing. I asked you a policy. You can't entertain it. Really? So you admit that you're not pro-life. You admit you're not a Republican. You admit you're a rhino because you're not engaging in the conversation. And I assume that's because you don't know policy. So why are you voting for a criminal? Unmute whenever you're ready, Tomater, and help us figure that out. Tomater, why are you voting for a criminal? Tomater, do you not know how to unmute Tomater? Tomater. 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 Tomater, you gotta click on your profile, and then you gotta click on mute. Tomater, there you go. Good boy. So why are you voting for a criminal, sexual abuser, and civil fraudster?
How you know all that shit's true?
How do you not? How do you not know that's true?
I don't keep up with all that bullshit.
James, thank you so much for the $5. James just gave me $5 because he hates you. So thank you for being so dislikable. Thank you again, James. So, yeah, I appreciate it. So help me better understand this again. 34 felony counts, found guilty unanimously by a jury appointed by his own Republican lawyers he paid, found liable of sexual abuse and found liable of civil fraud. And you're saying, how do I know it's true? Well, I just answered. So how do you, or why do you believe it's not true, if you would care to entertain that? Okay, you can't. You remind me of the folks back home. You know that? And by folks back home, well, wait, hold on. Maybe I said that wrong. By folks back home, I meant the dumpster out in the back of the building behind me. You remind me of that. So tell me again, and let's also use our maybe an intellectual brain cell on this nonsense, because we seem to keep playing and you're just up here wasting my time. Tell me again, why are you voting for the criminal?
Because I like what the criminal stands for, that's why.
Like?
It's against everything that y'all fucking want, so you damn right.
Like what? Roxy, thank you so much for the $2. Roxy says to tell you that you're lame. And Lauren, thank you so much for the $5. I will check my messages right after this. Thank you so much. And Jennifer, thank you for the $10 for the love. Man, guest, are you running away? Wait, don't leave. People are supporting me and supporting my travels while you're up here because you're so dislikable. Why are you running away? Why are you running away? Don't run away, baby. Don't run away. Baby, come back. Baby, come back. You can blame it all on me. Guess, you got to leave the live stream properly. You can't just run away. My voice is now part of your cell phone until Christmas because you didn't leave the live stream properly. So you could shut down your phone entirely or come back in and leave the live stream properly. Lisa, thank you so much for the $10. Oh, he shut down his phone entirely just to get away. Let's get some cow emojis in the chat. No! No! Let's get some cow emojis in the chat, please. We got a runner. Jonathan, thank you so much for the $10. Y'all are too nice. Thank you so much for the love. I love you, folks. Love you, Jonathan. Thank you so much. And thank you, Jennifer. Thanks for the love, folks. Love you right back. We really had a special guest, Toe Mater, coming up.
Hi.
Steven, thank you so much for the $5 on Venmo. You guys are too nice. Knock it off. Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you, Jonathan. Thank you, Steven. Hi, Vanessa. How old are you?
32.
Gotcha. And why are you voting for a criminal?
I'm voting for Trump, but we stand with Jesus Christ.
Hold on. Sorry, I wasn't drinking anything. 1 second.
Hold on. I'm sorry.
Hold on. 1 second, Vanessa. Vanessa. Hold on. Give me a second. Vanessa. Vanessa.
I'm not done talking, so you can...
Stop it. Hold on. I wasn't drinking anything when I did my spit take. Hold on. Did you just say you stand with Jesus? Ma'am, first off, please separate church and state. Secondly, you're voting for a felon, sexual abuser, and civil fraudster. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Would Jesus be standing with that?
That doesn't matter.
Would Jesus be standing with that? Would Jesus be standing with that?
I'm not done talking, so you're going to wait.
Did you just assume? Excuse me?
I assume because you're a male and that's what you are.
Excuse me? Help me better understand this. Listen, Vanessa, let's put the games aside. Stand with me now. So help me better understand this.
I'm not standing with anything.
You're saying,
I'm standing on
you just said you stood with
this
Jesus.
This is what I'm standing on.
Ma'am, Vanessa, help me better understand this. It's a little too early to sundown right now, right? You're using Jesus to justify your hate-filled rhetoric, right? You're saying you stand with Donald Trump and Jesus, and that's an odd statement to make when Donald Trump would quite literally go against what I thought Jesus stood for, right? I mean, Donald Trump is a sexual abuser, a civil fraudster, a convicted felon who defrauded God's children. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure like, Jesus wouldn't, support somebody who defrauded God's children.
Not nice.
Anyway, let's move on. Folks, if you are voting for Donald Trump, join the guest request and let's have a conversation about it. If you're voting for Kamala Harris, hit the like button, hit the share button. Help us get to 1 million likes. I feel like we can do it. Let's get up our next guest. Hello, Lisa. Thank you so much for the love, and Giselle. Giselle, thank you so much, and Lisa, thank you so much for the Venmo, and Giselle, thank you so much for the Venmo. You folks are so kind. Thank you so much for the love. Love you right back, and Steven, thank you as well. How are you there?
Can you hear me?
It depends.
Hello?
Are you voting for Donald Trump?
I'm writing in Karl Marx.
All right, well, let's vote for Donald Trump. I guess W? That's one less. You're right-leaning, you're a Republican, but you're not going to vote for Trump. So at least you're not taking a vote from Kamala. So I guess semi-W? Can we get some semi-W in the chat? That's one less vote for Donald Trump, and that means one net worth vote for Kamala. So I guess semi-W? I guess? Semi-W? Semi-W? Okay, let's get up our next guest. Weird. Some people are crazy.
Yo, what up, fool?
Oh, wait, hold on. Your mic's breaking up a little bit. Let me fix that for you. That's so much better. Let's get up our next guest. Hi, are you voting for Donald Trump?
Yeah, you remember me?
No. Sorry, was I supposed to? This one's not coming up. I think they got nervous. Let's get up our next guest. Thank you so much for the money, Gun. I appreciate the love. Some people are just fun, ain't they? Hi, Jules. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
Hey.
Fetus. Sometimes I could be wrong on my fetus stance, but I'm pretty sure it's a fetus. Folks, if you're voting for Donald Trump and you're in my chat box right now commenting your little life away, don't be a keyboard warrior and a snowflake. Join the guest request. Use your big boy and big girl voices and have a conversation with me. Again, if you're voting for Donald Trump, join the guest request. Stop being chickens. Hello. Wow. And okay. Great name. Nothing weird about that. Hi, are you voting for Donald Trump?
Sorry, Johnny. That was a complete accident.
Oh, you're good. You have a good one.
Yours.
But guys, stop. Guys, if you're friendlies and you're part of our community, know that if you come up here, you're going to get roasted. Don't do that to yourself. Don't do that to yourself. You guys know how I am. Why are you doing it to yourself? Ugh. Hello, guest. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
I have voted for Kamala. And I just wanted to say I love watching you.
I love you right back.
enjoying
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Let's get up our next guest. Thank you so much for coming up. Oh my gosh. I love our community so much, but sometimes you guys come up here and I go into roast mode and it's like, you guys got to tell me. Hello, guest. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
Nah, I'm voting for myself.
What a philosophy. Okay, I'm voting for myself too, my rights and freedoms, by voting for Kamala Harris, the next president of the United States. Hi, Adam. Are you voting for the criminal?
Oh, yeah. So I
Just
am...
hold on 1 second. Sorry.
I mean, that's
sorry. I know. I just got to do
you...
something quick. Hold on. Just gonna sprinkle some fucking holy water on you. I don't know what that voice was, but we just gonna put that shit away.
It's Halloween.
Yeah, and that was holy water. So let's just jump right back into this. So why are you voting for a criminal?
I am voting for Donald Day. I am voting for Donald.
You don't know his name?
I'm voting for Donald Trump because I'm a big RFK Jr. fan. I wanted to vote for RFK Jr.
Oh, gotcha. So you just said that you're voting for a criminal because you're ignorant. Congratulations. So can you tell me one policy that Donald Trump has passed that economically benefited the middle class, considering the economy is a top line point right now that's on the minds of middle class Americans across the country? And we also recognize that middle class Americans are the backbone voting bloc that any president will need to win the candidacy. So again, will you tell me one economic policy that Donald Trump passed that benefited the middle class economically?
I'm happy to open your mind and convert you, but I don't want to play into your...
Convert me? Oh, so you're saying that you don't know what the policy is?
So I want to tell you why I'm
I'll give you
Trump.
15 seconds to think about that policy.
Elon Musk is going to cut the government budget in half, and that's really exciting to me.
Okay, great. Did you think about that economic policy that Donald Trump had passed that benefited the middle class? Whenever you're ready.
You work for Josh Shapiro. Josh Shapiro let a murderer go free.
I work for who? Ben Shapiro? Josh Shapiro?
Josh Shapiro. That's your boss,
I work
right?
for George Soros. I'm his mistress. What are you talking about?
That joke's never funny.
It's not a joke.
Is Josh Shapiro your boss? Real talk. On your LinkedIn, it says it is.
Nope. I don't have a LinkedIn.
Yeah, you do. Someone made one for you.
Okay, people also have other accounts for me. You know that, right? There's fake Facebook accounts for me, fake Instagrams for me.
Okay,
you knew? You could look up my name on TikTok. There's multiple accounts on here that claim they're me. That doesn't mean it's me. Is it verified?
Damn it, I sent you $5 for nothing? I sent you $5 just a second ago to talk shit and tell you that you work for a
sent
murderer.
somebody on LinkedIn who said it was me $5.
No, I looked at your $5. I looked at your PayPal on TikTok, so I know it's you.
My PayPal and LinkedIn aren't connected. You don't connect a LinkedIn to a PayPal.
I didn't say it was, Johnny. You got to listen. You got to open up those ears.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, you do. I sent you $5 on PayPal just a second ago.
Okay, you sent $5 on PayPal. What does that have to do with LinkedIn?
It doesn't have anything to do with LinkedIn. I never said it did. You're the one.
You brought up LinkedIn.
I know. I'm a Gemini. I'm off that subject.
No,
all
you're
right?
on Gemini. Okay, this guy has no
mercurial.
idea what he's talking about. So I could see why he said he supported RFK Jr. He's a little creepy. Little creepy. He has no idea what he's talking about. Oh my gosh. At some point, so folks, that was literal sundowning. So for those of you who don't know, once the sun goes down, some people cognitively lose their ability to think straight. That right there was cognitive decline and sundowning. I mean, that was legit sundowning, right? Like we all understand that that's what actual sundowning is. Like that was real sundowning. Like when I say, oh, somebody's sundowning, like, no, know that I mean it. You all just watched what was happening there. You can actually feel a little bad for them because they don't mean to do that and they don't mean to say what they're saying. They can't control it. Hello, guest. Are you voting for Donald Trump? I assume you are because you've made it your whole personality. So why are you voting for a criminal?
Are you done leading in with...
Sorry, you muted yourself. Can you unmute?
So you're going to mute me now?
You just muted yourself.
I didn't mute myself.
Dude.
It said I was muted by the moderator. That's you.
I'm not a moderator. I'm the host.
Well, somebody did.
Okay, so let's stop playing. Why are you voting for the criminal?
Okay, well, again, like I said, stop asking.
You muted yourself again. Can you unmute whenever you're ready?
Literally
you gotta
haven't
stop
been
muting
touching
yourself. Dude, just take your hands off of the, like, don't touch the touch screen, you know?
I literally haven't.
Just like hold your phone by the case. You don't gotta touch the, you don't gotta touch the touch screen. So whenever you're ready, why are you voting for the criminal?
Okay.
Dude, that's the third time now. Come on, man. Get your hands off of the touch screen. Just hold your case, right? This ain't...
Johnny, it ain't me. I'm not doing it.
Dude, that was 3 times. My mods don't have the ability to do that to you.
Okay, well, like I said, somebody is. Because I'm not touching the screen.
Right, it's you. Just take your hands off of the screen, man. Just hold the bottom of the phone. You know what?
Okay.
I hear you. I'm not, listen, again, just hold the bottom of the phone so that we can ensure it doesn't happen
Johnny,
again. I'm not saying it's
not
you.
been touching
I get
the
it.
phone.
I get it.
We're not-
I get it.
we're not
I get
having
it.
this discussion.
I get it. I'm not saying it's you. I'm just saying hold the bottom of your phone in case maybe it's a drop of water. You don't know. Okay, continue. Whenever you're ready.
Okay, why do you lead it off with such a...
I'm done. Dude, really? What's going on, man? Can you just unmute? Are you trying to troll us right now?
Not doing it, dude. Not doing it. Don't know what to tell you. Bring somebody else up.
Let's try it one more time. Whenever you're ready, go ahead and just tell me what... Just start it off and we'll just go through it. If it mutes you again, just keep an eye on your mute button and unmute yourself, okay? You got this, dude. Whenever you're ready.
Literally just asked us. I asked you a question in response to what you asked me.
Do you want me to repeat what the question was?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay. So why are you voting for Donald Trump, a convicted felon, sexual abuser, and civil fraudster?
Okay, so why do you lead the question off with something that has to be that?
Sure, because he is a convicted felon, sexual abuser, and civil fraudster.
Okay,
if he was a monster truck driver, I would say, oh, why are you voting for the monster truck driver? But instead, he is a felon, so I'm gonna mention that. I also say to Kamala supporters, why are you voting for the prosecutor? Because she's a prosecutor. He's a criminal. I go by labels. That's just kind of what it is. So can you tell me why you're a criminal in this race? Like, why? Look at the standard behind the economy policy. It comes down to where he stands. So can you please break down and maybe if you could talk about the digits, that would be great. Or like just you don't have to name all the. A percentage would be fine. I know that you're not going to know all of the digits behind it, obviously. Like, you're not going to, you know what I mean? You're not going to like, for example, the 14% corporate tax deduction. That's fair enough. If you want to talk about the stance, and what have you done?
Okay. My first question was literally going to be an easy one. Are you for censorship?
Yeah.
You are? Okay. Mm-hmm. So you're for the...
Yeah. So can you answer my question about...
Yeah. Well,
when it comes down to that stance?
Yeah. Well, I don't...
Sorry.
You literally just turned my mic off.
Yeah, that time it was me. You didn't answer my question.
Okay, so do you want to have a discussion?
Do I need to say it again? Do you want me to hear the question again? You don't need to avoid.
I'm not avoiding the question. I want to ask you a question.
So can you answer my question? You don't get to ask me a question until you answer, right?
No,
you're
I wanna
voting.
prove that
You're
you're an
voting for the
authoritarian.
guy.
That's my
who,
point.
Excuse me. You're voting for the guy who quite literally was called a fascist by his own chief of staff. The guy who said we should defund law enforcement. The guy who said we should weaponize the military against the enemy from within. The guy who said he would use the justice system to target his political enemies. The guy who had a quid pro quo with Ukraine to investigate his own political opponent, the guy who stripped away the right to choose in its entirety, the law of the land for 50 years, the guy who violated the Constitution by implementing a bump stock ban in direct violation of his own Constitution, according to our Supreme Court that Donald Trump nominated. Donald Trump?
I like the
Hold on.
bullet points you get to read.
So again, let's get back into this. Tell me again, when you look at that stance, and again, if you could talk a little bit about it, economic that policy stood 4 years ago and years ago, can you break that down a little for us? Thank you.
Johnny, I don't need to break it down for anybody. I'm just simply
But you're not discussing. So again, can you at least respond to what the question is?
That's what it is.
I'm not voting for Donald Trump. I'm voting for Kamala Harris.
You're right, and you're an authoritarian.
Can you just break down the answer? Like, I don't need the whole tears.
You
muted yourself
Johnny.
that time. That time it wasn't me. Okay. That time it wasn't me either. This is you, my guy. Can you question how you want to see it fit? Whenever you're ready. Can you answer my question?
Do you want to have a discussion, or do you want to?
I would like you to answer my question.
I don't care about your stupid rigged questions.
It's not a rigged question.
Loaded
You're not
questions.
answering. Just answer my question, and please stop muting yourself.
You can't handle it. That's the problem.
I asked you a question. I also broke down exactly how Donald Trump is the authoritarian that you are criticizing others of being.
Really?
It's simple gaslighting on behalf of you.
Johnny.
What's the problem? Is somebody censoring you? Hey, while you're crying, can you cry into this cup? I ran out of water for my tea. Whenever you're ready.
You can't handle it. That's your problem.
Can you do me a favor while you're crying? Excuse me. I'm not voting for Donald Trump. I said that already. I'm not voting for the authoritarian. I'm voting for Kamala Harris.
So explain.
Excuse me. Help me better understand this. I'm not for censorship on everybody, just you, because I think it's funny. The same way I'm messing with my microphone and I'm muting you repetitively, this is me just having fun. Because you're a conspiracy theorist.
Because you're immature.
No, because it's fun. You just aren't fun. That's why you don't get it. See? Boop. Bye. Next time you want to come up, maybe don't leave the conspiracy theories on your profile, and then maybe whoever you're talking to won't recognize right off the bat you're a conspiracy theorist, and they'll engage in a conversation with you. But because I knew you were a conspiracy theorist, I was messing with your microphone and my own. My microphone's just fine. Hello, guys. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
I am.
How old are you?
53.
When were you born?
1971. Are you doing math on a calculator?
Oh, no, sorry. I texted my ma. You got to check in on your ma every night, folks.
Yes,
Don't forget
you do.
to say hi. Anyway.
Yes, I am. I was watching CNN, and there was a general on there, and he said that at this point we're not really voting for policy.
What? The
We're voting
generals
for
that
character,
endorsed
and
Kamala Harris
Trump
instead of
is
Donald Trump?
Being hilarious.
Donald Trump has no character, no morals, and no values.
He
You're
is
voting for a
fucking
convicted
hilarious.
villain,
That's why-
sexual abuser, and civil fraudster. Why
Yeah,
are
it's
you
all
voting?
fake. I just want to let you know I'm
Excuse me.
voting for the garbage man.
Yes, you are indeed voting for a garbage man. Congratulations. Folks, please, if you're sundowning, don't come up. I appreciate it, but you know, again, if you are sundowning, please don't come up. If you're voting for Donald Trump and you're not sundowning, join the live. Let's have a conversation. If it's past your bedtime, it might be time just to go to bed. Hello, guest. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and why do you hate our country? Sorry, that was a little aggressive. I'm sorry, that was a little aggressive. I apologize. I apologize. Let me take it back.
Why do you hate our country? No, you
Excuse
can't
me.
take shit
I
back.
want
You
to.
said
Hold
it,
on.
didn't you?
Pardon me. I apologize. Let's start
Yeah,
anew.
pardon you.
How are you doing?
I will pardon you. He will pardon you.
How are you doing?
Doing great. How are you?
I don't fucking care. So why are you voting for a criminal and why do you hate our country?
Why are you getting so emotional?
Because it's funny. So why are you voting for a criminal whenever
You
you're
don't know
ready?
your gender, do you? You sound like
Do you
a gay
support
boy.
sexual abuse and civil fraud?
I don't support you.
Who's you?
You.
You? I don't know her. Who's
Yeah.
you? Are you talking about Secretary you?
Who are you? What do you identify as?
Your daddy. So why are you voting for the criminal?
What criminal? I don't see one.
For my pronouns, you can use dad, father. So again, why are you voting for the criminal, sexual abuser, and civil fraudster?
Care about asking, since you're the...
I don't care about asking, which is why I didn't. Maybe you misheard. So again, why are you voting for Donald Trump? If you can have a conversation and we can move this along, that would be great. I don't know why you MAGA Republicans are so emotional today.
By the way, my pronouns are fuck you.
Cry more. Okay, so tell me again, why are you voting for the criminal? Whenever you're ready, unmute and let's have that conversation. Thank you.
Better question might be.
A better question might be the one I asked you one more time. Why are you voting for Donald Trump? This will be my last time asking you. If you don't answer, I will be forced to move on. Can you stop trying to flirt with me? If you're interested, just come out and ask, right? Like you're not engaging in a conversation or a debate about the candidates at hand. You're asking me for my pronouns because you're interested. That's fine and dandy. But again, listen, if you want to ask me on a date, just do it, right? Where are you taking me? Panera? Red Lobster? Oh, we can't go there. They filed for Chapter 11, just like Donald Trump's 6 businesses. How's Trump Casino, by the way? Oh, that's right. Trump Airline? How'd that go? Oh, right. That crashed. Literally, not figuratively. So again, why are you voting for Donald Trump? The failed businessman, sexual abuser, civil fraudster, and felon? Whenever you're ready, baby, unmute. Let's go. Come on. There you go, Pookie. So again, why are you voting for the criminal?
You ever heard about the Constitution?
Yeah, the one that Donald Trump tried violating, the one that he asked Mike Pence to overthrow so that he could toss out an election that was free and fair. Donald Trump, the guy who violated the Constitution by implementing a bump stock ban in direct violation of the Second Amendment, having been overturned in June of this year by his own Supreme Court. That Constitution. Oh, sorry. Pardon me.
Can you explain to me how he did that?
This Constitution. Yeah, I know about the Constitution.
Can you explain to me how he did that?
Were you just going to say this wasn't the Constitution? Pardon me. Were you just going to say, excuse me, let me better understand this. You just said this isn't the Constitution. The fuck is this? Excuse me.
Explain to me
no, now you want me to pivot. You just said this isn't the Constitution. I get you want me to pivot real hard right now. What the fuck is this then if this ain't the Constitution? What do you think this is? Excuse me. What is this?
Explain.
What is this?
Explain.
You just said this ain't the Constitution. What is this?
Explain to me. Explain to me how the fucking prosecution
What is
it
this?
Went nowhere.
I just said this is the Constitution and you said it wasn't. What is this? So what is this?
No fucking shit. Explain to me.
What is
you
this?
Liberals can't explain
What
shit.
is
You
this?
love to talk.
What is this?
You love to fucking talk.
What
but you
is
can't
this?
fucking explain shit.
What is this?
Are you
What
dumb?
is this?
Are you dumb? Are you
What
stupid?
is this? You just said that this isn't a Constitution. What is this? Do you want to read it for us?
Can you repeat yourself just like
yeah,
Kamala
what
does
is this?
every
Go
day?
on, go on. What is this?
Can you repeat yourself?
All right, hold on. Listen, again, you just said that's not the Constitution.
You do just as she does.
What I need you to do, hold on. Okay, I get it.
All
I get
night
it.
long, buddy.
Okay, calm down. You don't gotta get so mad.
No, I ain't gonna calm
You
down.
said-
If you want to fucking get emotional, I will too.
Calm down. Go ahead and ask your question again whenever you're ready.
Explain to me how Trump.
You don't come on my live stream and ignore what I ask you, cry and get emotional, and then tell me that I'm going to listen to you by your demands. Not in my house. Not in my house. Not when you bring up the Constitution and your candidate violated the Constitution. Not when your candidate quite literally violated the Constitution and the Second Amendment. I mean, I showed you a copy of the Constitution and you said that's not the Constitution. Bro, it says the U.S. Constitution on the cover of it. Fuck you talking about? You just said that's not the Constitution? You said what I was holding wasn't the Constitution? Fuck you think is the Constitution? Melania Trump's memoir, that ain't the Constitution.
If
right?
you're so
That's the
knowledgeable and sure
Constitution.
of yourself-
Hey, hold on. Do me a favor. When you walk into my live stream, wait until you're spoken to. Okay? Wipe your feet off on the virtual doormat. And now I'm going to ask you if you're voting for Donald Trump, and I need a yes or no. Then I'm going to ask you why you're voting for Donald Trump, and I'm going to need an answer to that. Okay? If you're not looking to have that conversation, then leave. Right? I don't need the drama, right? You know, you could do the trauma somewhere else. Trauma dump on a therapist. I ain't qualified to be one. If you want to treat me like a therapist, head over to my Venmo and PayPal, which are in my bio. You're going to pay me like one too. So again, why are you voting for Donald Trump?
Why am I voting for Donald Trump?
Did I hesitate?
it's for mindless, spineless people like
yourself. Yeah, I know. Listen, buddy, I know that you're mindless and spineless. If I had a plastic spine, I'd give you one, but unfortunately, they're pretty expensive now. What I need to better understand here is why you MAGA Republicans are so overly dramatic. Again, I'm trying to have a conversation about the candidates, and when you come up here and you spew this kind of crying behavior, it doesn't help you win voters. I need you to come on up and talk about your candidate and stop crying. Danielle, hi, are you voting for Donald Trump? Danielle ran away. Let's get up our next guest. Again, folks, I don't need the whole.
Hello? Hello?
How old are you?
18.
Hello, Brandy. How you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
Doing good. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
Absolutely not.
You know, I knew you weren't because you were speaking coherently. I appreciate you coming up, Brandy. We're going to get up some Democrats later tonight. Right now, we're just doing Trump supporters. I knew you weren't voting for Trump because you were talking coherently. I understood what you said. That's how I know you weren't voting for Trump. Oh, that guy just ran away. Folks, am I mean? Am I mean? MAGA Republicans keep saying I'm mean. Oh, gosh. What will I ever do? Hey, MAGA Republicans, you know what's mean? It's mean to strip away the right to choose from women and then not replace it with a policy that economically benefits them after they are forced to give birth. That's mean. Oh, it's mean to tell union workers that they could work a full-time job, but that they can't join a union. That is mean. You know what's mean? When you rip transgender Americans out of the military and you don't let them serve their country because you disagree with their life. That's mean. Yeah, that's mean. Okay. Forrest. Run, Forrest, run!
Yo, what up?
Just kidding. Don't run for anything, please. Never run for office. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
Yes. Most likely.
What do you mean most likely? You haven't decided yet, man?
No, I was gonna go for RFK, but that's off the tables.
Gotcha. Hold on. Can I grab something real quick? I apologize. There we go. Now I'm just like you. So why are you leaning towards the criminal?
Basically, because the main things I care about is going to World War III.
Oh, gotcha. So you want more war? That's odd. Why do you want to renuclearize Ukraine?
The opposite.
Break down. What is Donald Trump's solution to end the conflict between Ukraine and Russia?
What do you mean? He talked about solutions.
What is Donald Trump's solution to end the conflict between Ukraine and
the same
Russia?
solution that him and Zelensky have talked about. Even Zelensky wants to end
What is the solution?
All right, bro. He's talked about it. Zelensky's
right. What's the solution?
This guy, bro.
What's the solution? I've asked you 3 times. If you don't know, just say you don't know. It's not that hard.
First off, Putin doesn't even want to be
What's
into
the solution? What is Donald Trump's solution? What is Donald Trump's solution? Spit it out.
Trying to explain it.
Spit it out.
Neither of the parties want to be in the war.
Was that the solution? That neither of the parties want to be in the war? That's not the solution. What is the solution to end the conflict between Ukraine and Russia? That is number 7.
It's talking to both of the Putin and Zelensky.
Okay, you want us to think, you want to convince us that Donald Trump, through simple diplomacy, can end the conflict between Ukraine and Russia by meeting at the table with Vladimir Putin, when Donald Trump couldn't simply negotiate a deal with Vladimir Putin to bring home one single Marine, that being U.S. Marine Paul Whelan, who was wrongly detained in Russia. Joe Biden brought him home. Donald Trump couldn't. Donald Trump also didn't hold Vladimir Putin accountable for putting bounties on the heads of our soldiers, but you want to gaslight into thinking, even though he couldn't do those simple tasks, that he can negotiate an end to an entire war. Okay.
Well,
hold on. So tell me again, how is Donald Trump going to end the conflict between Ukraine and Russia? Go ahead. So tell me again, how is Donald Trump? Now you have an echo. Scroll out of the app and scroll back in. And if you could hurry up about it, I ain't got all night. You gotta scroll out to your homepage and then scroll back in. Mallory, thank you so much for the $5. I appreciate the love. Said already voted for Harris Walls, educated all my friends and helping them vote. Well, thank you so much, Mallory. And thank you so much for the Galaxy. Thank you so much for the love, folks. Oh my gosh. Michael, thank you so much for the love as well. I appreciate you folks so much. Thank you, thank you. Forrest, whenever you're ready, if you could unmute.
Is it good now?
I think so, yeah.
Okay,
so why
cool.
are you voting for the criminal?
So, like I said, I think with most of the what people would vote is that you kind of pick your top three.
Great. And so you
things that
brought
you care
up
about.
foreign policy, and
one
you said
sec,
that you don't want us to go to war,
finish real
which
fast?
brings me... No, I just wanted you to repeat why you were voting for Donald Trump, and you did. So you brought up foreign policy, and you said that Donald Trump was going to end the conflict between Ukraine and Russia, but you still haven't given me a solution as to how he's going to accomplish that. I just told you that he couldn't negotiate a deal to simply
can I
bring
ask you a
home a
question real
U.S.
fast?
Marine, and that he couldn't negotiate a deal to take the bounties that Vladimir Putin put on the heads of our soldiers off of our soldiers' heads. So how do you think he's going to negotiate a deal to end an entire war? If you could break that
Because
down, that'd be
neither
lovely.
of the parties want to be in this war.
Yeah, no. You're confused. Donald Trump would be more than happy to hand the land of Ukraine over to Russia. What is
Can I ask you something real
Donald
fast?
Trump's solution to end the conflict between
Can I ask you
Ukraine and
something real
Russia?
fast?
And mind you, you're saying neither of the parties want to be in the war. That makes zero sense. Ukraine doesn't want to be in the war. Russia invaded Ukraine. Russia could easily pull out
can I
of
ask you something real
Ukraine.
fast?
They're not.
Can I ask you something?
No, you can answer my question.
Do you know?
Do you want to
what
cry
happened
more,
in
or do you want to answer my
2014?
question? Thank you. Do you want to cry more or answer my question?
Cry more? What are you talking about? I'm just want to
You're
ask you a
not
question.
answering the question.
Well, first off, you won't even let me finish the answer.
I'm not asking about 2014. I'm asking you to tell me what Donald Trump's stance is and how he is going to end the conflict between Ukraine and Russia. You're going to learn real quick. I don't pivot. I don't pivot. Can we get some L pivot in the chat? Pivoting doesn't work. I stand firm on what I'm asking you. I will continue interrupting you, no doubt. I promise you I will, until you answer my question. If you don't answer my question, you will be interrupted. Understood?
Okay, so
Great.
like I said, neither of the parties want to be in it. Joe Biden hasn't talked.
Russia
to
does.
Putin.
Russia invaded Ukraine.
Listen,
they could easily pull
you
out.
know
but
why
they're not.
Russia invaded Ukraine?
Hold on, pardon me. You just said neither party
Russia
want the war.
invaded
Pardon me.
Ukraine
You're not answering.
because
You
of
just
NATO
said
getting
you're not. All
on
right,
the
we're moving
border.
on. We're moving on. You're not engaging. Let's move on. I ain't playing with you. Like I'm asking you 5 fucking times for an answer, man. Come on. Is it a processing issue? What is it? You're not going to answer the question. You're going to pivot every single time. And then you talk about Joe Biden. What does Joe Biden have to do with anything? You have 2 candidates, Kamala, Donald Trump. I asked you what Donald Trump's stance was and what his solution would be to end the war between Ukraine and Russia. You say neither party wants the war. Dude, Russia invaded Ukraine and could easily pull out of Ukraine. I say, obviously, then Russia wants the war. And you say, yeah, you know why they want the war? So then you conflict yourself. How's that make any sense? Guys, Ty, are you voting for the criminal?
You're talking to me? Yes, of course I'm going to vote for the criminal.
Is it like a
Why
family
not
trade? Are
stupid?
you a criminal too?
No, I'm not a criminal.
Well, mommy didn't teach you to rob banks. So then why are you voting for a sexual abuser, civil fraudster, and felon? Go ahead.
No, none of those have been proven that he's a sexual thing.
Oh,
or
how are they not proven?
Okay.
Was the
I'd rather
unanimous...
vote for
Pardon
the...
me. Thank you. Vladimir.
Listen.
Help me better understand this, Vladimir. Donald Trump was found guilty on 34 felony counts by a jury that his own lawyers appointed. Maybe you don't understand the gravity of that situation. Donald Trump paid Republican lawyers to appoint a Republican jury, and they still found him guilty unanimously. So, Vladimir, I need you to help me better understand this. Why are you voting for the criminal? And also, I like your accent. Where is the accent from?
Listen, shut the fuck up for a second.
Where's your accent from?
First of all, too fast.
Vladimir, where's your accent from?
Doesn't matter where I'm from.
Shut the fuck up for a second. Where's your accent from? You gotta scroll out of the app and scroll back in. You have an echo. Can you hurry up? Scroll out and scroll back in. Go to your homepage and come back in. Go to your homepage and come back in. Go to your homepage and come back in. And you just said I was talking too fast. I'm not talking too fast. You're just processing too slow. That's on you to fix. So again, you didn't scroll out and come back in. Apparently, you're not good at listening to directions either, and that speaks volumes. How much did Vladimir pay you for this? 500? 600? 700? A bottle of vodka was probably enough. Okay, anyway. Let's move on. Ew, this one's just creepy. Let's move on. Some of these people, let me tell you, they're like, you're talking too fast. Am I talking too fast or are you processing too slow? Hi, guest. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
Yes.
Ew.
Hello? Yeah, hello? Hello? Hello?
So why are you voting for Donald Trump?
I'm voting for Donald Trump.
Is that all that they taught you to say? Is that all you know? You can't tell me why you're voting for Donald Trump? Is that the only sentence you know? They didn't teach you anymore in camp? That's all you know?
Maybe if you would listen to people.
I am. I asked you, why are you voting for Trump? I asked you why you're voting for Trump, and you repeated yourself 3 times.
I do not believe in Kamala abortion. Hello? You froze there? Hello?
Sometimes I wish I was frozen. It'd be more comforting than talking to whatever you are. So help me better understand this. You're voting for Donald Trump, and when I asked you why are you voting for Donald Trump, you jumped into why you're voting against Kamala. Let's talk about abortion. What's your stance on abortion?
Yes, I do not believe in abortion. It's a sin. You have something to say about that?
You know,
yeah, maybe you should pray.
You know, I don't know. I think I am going to do a prayer real quick. Pardon me.
I'll pray for you.
Oh, please, yes. Hold on. Stay right there. Here, hold on. Yeah. Let's think about it. Here, I'm going to do a quick prayer for you. Dear God, what the fuck is this shit? I mean, listen, man, you're making us dumber and fucking dumber every day. I mean, this one? Oh, listen, she's advocating against abortion, but man, you should have exercised that shit right there. Let me tell you something. Come on, man. Really? Listen, I get you didn't create us all equally, but holy, my guy, you're really making me question my own faith. I mean, I'm gonna come up there and kick your ass. All right, amen. See you later. All right, so if you want to unmute whenever you're ready, tell me again. So you believe in no right to an abortion in any circumstance, including rape, incest, or life of the mother? Was that a yes or a no?
You broke out. I didn't hear what you said.
Oh, I didn't. Actually, you're processing slowly, so do better with your listening. Do you believe in exceptions for rape, incest, and life of the mother?
Yeah.
All right. My gosh. Oh my gosh. Guys, we're still going to win this election. Do we understand that they have no idea what they're talking about? Like, well, we're going to win this election if this is all they got. Alexandra, hi. Are you voting for the criminal?
Hell no, I'm not voting for the criminal.
Thank you for coming up. I appreciate it. And let's get some W's in the chat. We are just looking to talk to some Trump supporters right now. We will be talking to Kamala supporters in a little bit. I want to say a massive thank you to Megan for the love on Cash App. Thank you so much for the love. Thank you, Megan. Hello, guest. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
I am.
So I have a question. Your name is Joseph, Joe, and Joey. Is that like a throuple? And why are you voting against your own rights as an LGBTQ plus man?
I'm sorry, I missed the second part of that. What was?
Yeah, so you're part of a throuple, Joseph, Joe, and Joey. Why are you voting against your rights as an LGBTQ plus man? I mean, you're voting for a criminal sexual abuser and civil fraudster.
That's actually a joke in the family. Because
that you're part of a throuple?
Yeah, me, myself, and I.
I would rather not be compared to your family. Thank you. Especially if you're voting for Trump. I'd rather be family with like literally anybody else. So anyway, why are you voting for the criminal?
Well, I have a small business. I'm sorry,
you have a small penis? What'd you say? What'd you say?
Yeah, man. I'm happy to take the shot.
I don't know what you said. I'm sorry.
I said I have a small business.
Oh, business! I was like, why'd you just say that, man? I mean, don't call yourself out like that. Like, Anyway, so what about your small business? I used to operate a small business myself.
Yeah, I have 66 employees.
Okay.
So I'm looking at corporate tax rates, what it means to keep my folks employed. I started my business under Obama when it was 35%.
Let's get some Obama's in the chat. All right, Joseph, I want to better understand this. Donald Trump implemented tariffs against small businesses. For example, the 15 to 25% tariff on agriculture caused a surplus and supply and demand issue for farmers, led to an export crisis that farmers had to pick up the pace for as they lost China as a main consumer. These costs were passed off to middle-class consumers through small businesses that relied on produce, hiking up taxes by $230 billion via costs at the grocery store, for example. Why are you voting for that?
You asked me a question about why I'm voting it for
Right, you
me,
said you were a small
right?
business
So,
owner, and I just put off the
I am a
tariff.
small
You don't want to
business
talk about
owner,
it?
But those tariffs don't affect me.
Oh, gosh, you're so right. I'm sorry. Yeah, forget about all the other small business owners. Gosh, you're so right. The economy and you do better when small business entrepreneurs thrive.
Look, you
Pardon
asked
me,
me a
maybe I
question,
stuttered.
and
Hold on, let me better understand this. You're saying screw all other small businesses if you're not
No, I
affected
didn't
by
say
those
that.
tariffs. That's what you just said. You did
No, I
just say
didn't.
that. No, you did. You just said that. You just said it
asked
doesn't
the
affect you, so
question,
you don't
and then
care.
you don't let
So let me
anybody
repeat this
answer.
once more. A 15 to
fine.
25% tariff was put on agriculture. This led to our farmers having a surplus in supply and demand issue as they lost China as a main export market. It led to a crisis economically for farmers. Those who didn't close their doors, as this drove many farmers out of business, especially in areas like Lancaster County and Pennsylvania. Those who didn't close their doors passed off rising costs to middle-class consumers through small businesses. $230 billion was taken out of the pockets of middle-class Americans. You're saying, even though that affected small businesses and drove main streets out of business, that you don't care because that didn't personally affect you. That's very self-centered focused, and that's not a small business mindset. That's a corporate mindset.
It's a corporate mindset because I have 66 employees that
Right. So you're coming up here to what? Say that you, excuse me. No, let's better understand this. You understand that the economy does better as a whole when small businesses do better, but you're advocating for small businesses doing worse under Donald Trump. If you're coming up here as a millionaire and telling middle-class Americans why they should pay more in taxes so that you could receive a tax cut for your corporation, that you are playing off as a small business when we know well now that it's not, then get out of here. I don't need a corporate millionaire coming up here telling me why I should pay more in taxes for him. Are you out of your mind? Like, are you out of your mind? Like, you came into a live of a bunch of middle-class Americans and told us that our costs should go up so that you can get a tax cut? Yeah, okay, bite me. Let's get up our next guest. That's some crazy shit right there. That's some nope. Melissa, thank you so much for the $5 on PayPal. I appreciate the love, Melissa. Thank you so much. Let's get up our next guest. Hopefully someone who isn't delusional. I know that's I know that's going to be hard. Let's see. Steve, hi. Are you voting for Donald Trump? Steve! Okay. Bye, Steve. I love you. Let's get up our next guest. Guys, I'm going to run for Congress. Tyler, hi. Are you voting for Donald Trump? Tyler, maybe take the phone out of your butt. Let's get up our next guest. Ran away. The way I would love to have a conversation with Marjorie Taylor Greene on the House floor. Hello, guest. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
I don't know who I'm voting for yet. I just want to know.
So go to KamalaHarris.com or DonaldJTrump.com. Figure out what exactly you want to know more about and message me if you have any questions about the candidates, okay?
All right. Thank you.
Yep, no problem. And you have a good one. It's going to be more productive to do it that way, I think, than doing it on like a debate platform.
Hi.
Sorry, it's cutting out a little bit. Hold on, let me fix that for you.
Can you hear me?
Oh, no, I can't hear you. Oh, no, I don't know what happened. Hi, are you voting for Donald Trump?
Fuck no.
W's in the chat, please. Thank you for coming up. Let's try to get up our next guest. We're having a great time.
Hello?
Vetus Deletus. Oh my gosh, thank you so much for the car thingy postcard. thingy-mabopper. I don't know what that was, but thank you so much. Thanks for the love. I appreciate it. Love you right back. Was I on you yet? Hello? Was I talking to you yet? Can you wait a second, Luke?
Oh, my bad.
I forgive you. Why are you voting for a criminal?
Oh, I'm not that bitch.
Guys, why? I'm telling you, I keep doing this. Guys, when you come up here and you're friendly and like you're part of our little family we got going on, you guys make me be mean to you. I don't want to be mean to you. I feel like I'm hurting my brothers and my sisters. Why you guys gotta do this? You know, guys, I'm in the zone. I'm talking to Trump supporters. You guys are throwing me off my game. What are you doing? Gosh, friendly fire. Gosh, guys. Bad. Guys, you gotta help me out here. You're making me friendly fire our own family. What you doing? My gosh. I feel like you guys came home this is like straight up like you guys walking in my house for the holidays, me walking up and slapping you across the face. Because you were dressed up with a MAGA hat on. Like, guys, knock it off. Hi, guest. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
Where? Stop. Get your tongue out of the way.
Okay. Yeah. I have no idea. Let's get up our next guest. Hello, guest. Are you voting for Donald Trump? Okay, that's some MAGA mobile right there. I can hear a word you said. Shelly, thank you so much for the $10 for anti-MAGA words.
You see Donald Trump?
Thank you so much.
I'm a supporter of
Can
Donald
you take
Trump.
the phone out of your mouth? My gosh, why are you deep throating that thing? Take the phone out of your mouth. Like, tone it back. You know, you got the phone over there. You're like, oh, like take it out. Take it out, man. Thank you so much for the space, man, on the treadmill thingy.
I said I'm a Donald Trump supporter, 100%.
Gotcha. And so why so? Why do you support the criminal?
Because I work for the criminal. I take people off the streets.
I'm sorry, you just said you work for the criminal?
Yeah, I take people to jail.
You just said you work for the criminal?
Yeah, I work for the criminal. I take people to jail. Who you voting for?
Yeah, help me better understand this. Are you saying you're law enforcement?
Yep.
Donald Trump on April 5th of 2023 said he wanted to defund law enforcement, and that post is on his Truth Social account. He says word for word, Republicans in Congress should defund law enforcement until they come to their senses. Word for word, and he used the word defund. That is on his Truth Social account as it stands.
Do you have a... Can you prove that to me?
Yep. Yes. Also, it was posted by NBC News. They wrote a whole article about it. Feel free to Google it right now. NBC News is the source. If you don't like NBC News as a source, go to his Truth Social account, scroll back to April 5th of 2023. The post is still there. He did not delete it.
No, I don't believe in that.
I just gave you a source and told you where to find it.
I will find it as soon as I get out of your box.
Oh my gosh. Yep. How old are you?
How old am I?
Mm-hmm.
I'm 43.
Do you have kids?
Nope.
Well, that adds up. Are you married?
Nope.
That's up too. All right. Well, you know what? It's all making sense now. I can see clearly now. The rain is gone.
The rain is gone, huh?
Yep, sure as heck it is.
What all y'all people gonna do when Trump wins? Then what y'all gonna do?
Let me think about that. Considering he's not going to win, except maybe he'll win another felony. Other than that, I don't know. I guess when Kamala Harris becomes your president, I'm probably going to laugh my ass off for 8 years.
Ain't she want to be a president right
now?
Listen,
I want to know, why are you voting for the criminal? Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
I'm voting for Trump. He's the man.
Yeah, but how so?
He's building that wall.
How so? He ain't built the wall.
He's building the wall.
Do you support the wall?
Yep, 100%.
Do you want to support the 2,000 salaries you'll have to pay under Donald Trump's policy to pay for border security?
100%.
Okay. Do you want to limit immigration like he does? This guy wants to limit even legal immigration. You want to do that?
100%.
Even legal immigration. You want to do that?
Yep, 100%.
Okay, fine. Do you want to block illegal asylum seekers like he wants to?
100%.
Oh, okay. And then how about the millions of dollars he wants to give to border states? He says that's states' rights. You want to give millions of dollars to border states to secure the border how they see fit too, huh?
Yep.
Okay, now I got a secret to tell you. That's Kamala Harris's policy, not Donald Trump's policy. I'm gonna put you on mute. Get the anger out now. Do whatever you gotta do. When you unmute, please come in with a calm, cool, collected tone. Take the time you need to do. Punch your pillow if you need to. That was Kamala Harris. Oh, he ran away! He just ran away! What? Yeah, we got a runner. Let's get some cow emojis in the chat. He just ran away. That was not Donald Trump's policy. That was Kamala Harris's policy, and he just endorsed it. And then when I told him, he ran away. I knew he was gonna get mad. Let's get some cow emojis in the Moo! Let's get some cow emojis in the chat. That's phenomenal. Oh my god. Folks. Yeah, I can't want it. Oh my gosh. Yo, he just endorsed Kamala Harris's border policy. Oh my gosh. I'm too good at this. I might be too good at this. Oh my gosh. He just endorsed Kamala Harris's border policy because he thought it was Donald Trump's, and then he ran away. Folks, support me. My Venmo, PayPal, my bio. If you like what you're watching, if you like watching, hold on. If you like watching me slap down, clap down, punch down the MAGA Republicans for their blatant hypocrisy, and yes, that was recorded and will be posted later, then feel free to support me. My Venmo, my PayPal are in my bio. That helps me to continue to do this. That helps me travel the swing state of Pennsylvania as I meet voters across the state and flip them. Mind you, we flipped 2 Republicans today, so we're going to keep at it, and we're going to continue working. But that right there, that was a blatant hypocrite, okay? That was a blatant hypocrite. I can't believe he just did that. I want to say a massive thank you to Chantil. Oh my gosh, even my lungs. Where's my inhaler? Man, that had my lungs going crazy. Oh my gosh. I want to say thank you to Chantil for the $5 on PayPal. Thank you so much for the love. And also thank you so much to Kelly for the $25 on PayPal. Thank you so much, Kelly. Thank you for the love. I appreciate that, Kelly, a lot. Thank you so much for the love. Love you right back. Let's get up. I can't believe he ran away. Oh my gosh, my lung damage, my asthma. Oh my gosh, can we get some W asthma in the chat? Who else is coughing up a lung tonight? Hello, guest. You're voting for, hold on, Fetus Deletus. Poof, bye. Christine, thank you so much for the $15. Thank you so much, Christine, for the $15. Thank you for the love. I appreciate it. W asthma in the chat. Where's my asthmaniacs at? Where are we all at? Let's get some cough emojis in the chat. Where's all my asthmas? Where's all my asthma? You know, asthma really is the bipartisan issue. Let me tell you something. Whether you got it or you don't, everybody deals with it. Everybody deals with the noise of the cough. Hello, guest. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
Yep. Are you okay, dude?
Oh, it depends. Well, let me tell you. So I'm really not okay. Let me tell you why. I'm not okay because you're voting for the man who stripped away the right to choose in its entirety without replacing it, having at least a little bit of dignity to provide the bare minimum financial economic support to women after he forces them to give birth. So no, I'm not okay. I'm also not okay because Donald Trump is exploiting the graves of soldiers for personal political profit, saluting North Korean soldiers in his spare time, and then ripping transgender military soldiers out of their service. I mean, yeah, I'm not okay with that. I'm also not okay when Donald Trump is attacking my right to marry who I love in the future. Not okay with that. What else? I'm also not okay as a Second Amendment Democrat. I don't like when people touch my Second Amendment. Don't care who it is, don't touch it. And yet Donald Trump violated my Second Amendment with his bump stock ban, which was overturned by his own Supreme Court in June of this year. You asked, why am I not okay? And I answered, you're welcome, Pookie. So tell me, why are you voting for a criminal sexual abuser and civil fraudster? Go ahead.
Babe, I'll be right back. I'm just taking.
You talking to your babe? So what? You have a partner there? You got a partner, cowboy? Help me better understand this. Why are you throwing her rights and freedoms under the bus by voting for the man who wants to strip away her reproductive freedoms, huh? Huh? You want to answer that?
So how many times are you going to mute me, bro? That's like the third.
Now it's the 4th time.
Okay, can I talk?
5th time. Want to go for 6?
Are you going to have a coughing fit?
6. Amanda, thank you so much for the $4. Thank you, Amanda. Amanda says cheaper than Netflix. Thank you, Amanda. I appreciate the love. All right, guess, answer the question. Why are you voting for the criminal?
So you muted me 6 times, right?
7 times. You mistook the count. But I know you MAGA Republicans do like stopping the count when you're unhappy with the results. But we don't stop the count here. You were muted 7 times. So tell me again, why are you voting for the criminal?
You sound bipolar.
Why are you voting for the criminal? Excuse me. Here, let me help you out. Maybe you'll answer the question if you hear
everything I say.
Maybe if you hear from somebody you know, you'll answer the question. Why are you voting for the criminal? Will you please tell us why you're voting for the criminal with his very large hands? Go ahead.
Okay, roast me, dude. I mean, obviously.
Listen, can you just answer the question? I've asked 7 times now. Why are you voting for the criminal? That's 8 times. I'm letting you talk. You're just not responding. Start responding. Go.
Start responding. Go.
Respond.
No.
You're not responding.
That's all you say, dude. Every time I open my mouth, you go to. Exactly. Yeah, you're a troll, bro.
Let's move on. Folks, if you're voting for Donald Trump and you're not just going to sit up here and cry, join my guest request and let's have a conversation about it. If you are going to sit up here and cry, get ready to get trolled. Hi, Doug.
Wow, is this all you got?
Hi.
Is there not one thing you can point to that...
Doug, you got a TV on. Do you mind turning that down, please?
Sure.
All right. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
Sure. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm not a fucking idiot, and I haven't been castrated like you. So now I gotta vote.
What? How, what the? Huh? Who is you? Who is you? Who is you? Like, why you? You? Is that like, where's that name from? North Korea? Are you still talking to North Koreans like Donald Trump? Why are you doing this? Let's get back into this. Why are you voting for a criminal? I don't know who you is. Leave you out of this. Why are you voting for the criminal? Can you hurry up?
Well, you keep muting me, for Christ's sakes. That's not very fun when you keep muting me.
Oh, did I hurt your feelings?
No. A little bitch like you doesn't have the ability to. A little bitch like you can't hurt my feelings. I got gray hair older than you little fucking twerp. For fuck's sakes. But yeah, I'm not voting for a warmonger.
I would have kicked you, but low key, your insults are so funny. Like your insults are so cutesy pootsy. Like your insults are very it's giving like a kindergartner when they get angry at their mom and they say that one word they've been saving up all year. That's what it's giving.
It's so like watching you on your little channel here.
Help me better understand this.
Everybody.
Help me better understand this.
Anyway,
I want to actually
meet up
conversate
next week when
I want to meet up with you. Hold on. You just asked me to meet up with you. Why does this always come back to MAGA Republicans asking me out on a date? Yo, I get that the closet's glass, but you don't got to come up and express that. Why did he immediately just jump into, hey, let's meet next week? I am not interested. Okay? I like folks who've got a brain. Even the Scarecrow from Wizard of Oz has a brain. Okay? You gotta have a brain. Like, what was that? How did you immediately just go into, let's meet up next week? I don't want to meet up next week. I ain't interested in all that. No, you geriatric. I don't need to. Okay. You said you have gray hairs older than me. You think I'm interested? Huh? Okay. I guess they're voting. Oh, well, actually, it depends. If you're like a multi-billionaire and you're like 99 years old, we should talk. So actually, guess if you want to come back, let me know. If you're a multi-billionaire who's 99 years in age, we should probably talk. We might meet up next week. Hello, guest. Are you voting for the criminal? Okay, I guess not. Let's move on. Right? I mean, folks, right? Am I wrong? I mean, listen, if it's a multi-billionaire and they're 99 years old, I mean, $1 billion, $1 billion.
Yeah, that's me. All right.
I want to say a massive thank you to Vanessa. Vanessa, thank you so much. I'm glad you're enjoying the show. Thank you for the love. Hi, are you voting for Donald Trump?
Yeah, I am, dude. What's going on?
That's kind of disgusting.
Why?
I'm sorry. No, that was inappropriate. Not kind of disgusting. I meant completely disgusting. So why are you voting for the criminal?
It really just comes down to the last couple of years, man.
Thank you so much, Rashida, for the $5. Thank you so much for the love. Rashida just gave me $5, Will, because she says she hates you. So thank you, Will. Thank you, Rashida. I appreciate the love.
I
Anyway.
don't want to be hated. I don't want to be hated. I don't want to think
No,
that way.
no, it's okay. It's okay. Own up to it. You know, you're doing good by being so hateable. I got $5 out of it. Thank you so much.
I mean, it just comes down to what is best for us financially, don't you think?
Yeah, sure. So can you tell me one policy that Donald Trump passed that economically benefited middle-class Americans?
I can just tell the difference between.
Oh, so you can't name the policy. Okay, just say that you can't. You don't need to do the whole song and fucking dance, right? I don't need to do the whole thing. So let's get back into this then. Starting anew, one economic policy that Donald Trump passed that benefited the middle class, you couldn't name it. Can you tell me what the inflation rate is today?
Significant.
Oh, you couldn't tell me the number either. Wow. Two for two.
I'm not
One
like
more and you're at 3 strike. One more strike and you're out. So you couldn't tell me an economic policy that he passed. You couldn't tell me what the inflation rate is, but you said that you wanted to talk about the economy. Are you sure?
I'm just saying that things were more affordable then than they are now.
Why so? You don't know what the inflation rate is. How are things more affordable than
How old are you?
I'm 82.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm 31.
It's a good skin cream.
And
so again, help me break this down. Help me break this down. Help me break this down. I appreciate the pivot. Help me break this down. Listen, here's the issue. You're trying to say that because I am younger than you, when in fact I'm triple your age. You're saying that because I'm younger than you, I have less experience when it comes to the economy, but you don't know what the inflation rate is. I'm not done speaking. I appreciate the pivot, but cry more, Benjamin Button. Listen, so the economic policy, you couldn't name one policy he passed that benefited the middle class economically. You also couldn't tell me what the inflation rate is, but then in regard to the inflation rate, you said that things are more expensive today than they were back then. So can you better explain this and expand? What is the inflation rate today?
Can you explain to me how it isn't?
Yeah, 100%. So the inflation rate right now is 2.4%. It was 2.4% in 2018 as well. If the inflation rate is identical to what it was in 2018, then let's all use context clues. Chat, and you as well, Will. Why, if the Biden-Harris administration did their job to decrease the inflation rate to what it once was pre-pandemic levels, would costs at the grocery store, for example, be high? That wasn't rhetorical. I want an answer.
I genuinely don't know.
Corporate greed. Price gouging. Kroger is under investigation as we speak because their CEO 6 weeks ago, I'm not done, because their CEO for Kroger admitted 6 weeks ago to price gouging across the board. PepsiCo, for example, is also price gouging. The product known as Gatorade, owned by PepsiCo, is more expensive today and smaller in size by 2 to 4 ounces because of price gouging. There was no reason for that as they were already making record high profits, but they chose to do so in part because Donald Trump empowered that practice. Kamala Harris is working to ban that practice outright so that companies can continue making record high profits on par with the inflation rate, not double-digit percentiles. Do you understand? Did that better explain it?
That's called capitalism.
And I'm a capitalist, but this isn't capitalism. This is scamming. Daphne, thank you so much for the $10. And Taylor, Chelsea, Taylor, Brittany, and Daphne, thank you so much, Chelsea, for the love. Thank you so much, Taylor, for the love. Brittany, thank you for the love. And Daphne, thank you so much for the love. Daphne wanted me to let you know that she deeply dislikes you. So thank you again for being dislikable. It's because of you, Daphne. Just give me $10. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
I don't know why, man. I didn't do anything to these people.
Well, I think it's because you're telling middle-class Americans that you want to defund them and rip them off.
I am a middle-class American.
Yes, which is why this is very hypocritical. But let's better understand this. Well, you said you were voting based off of the economy, but you couldn't tell me an economic policy that he passed that benefited middle-class Americans.
I can't afford to do that.
You also told me that you couldn't tell me what the inflation rate is, and neither are you listening to how costs go up. And when I explained to you how the inflation rate is to what it once was, yet costs are still high, you said that that's called capitalism. I did give you 2 examples, one being Kroger, the other being Gatorade. Again, I gave you 2 examples. And you turned around and said that greed, that scam is capitalism. It's not. Jamie, thank you for the $15. Jamie, thank you so much for the $15. I appreciate the love, Jamie.
I've worked in manufacturing for 13 years, dude.
Will,
I know that those ingredients that
Will, you're not listening.
I just listened.
You're not listening. Again, You couldn't tell me an economic policy that he passed.
I'm trying to have I'm trying
right,
to properly,
but you're not engaging in what I'm saying. You're pivoting, and it's not going to work. You couldn't name an economic policy he passed. Will, you couldn't name an economic policy he passed. You could have said the Tax and Jobs Act of 2017, but you didn't. Why didn't you name that policy? And then you bring up rising costs, and yet you didn't know what the inflation rate is. If you're going to bring up rising costs, you ought to know what the inflation rate is. Otherwise, you won't know why there are rising costs. When I explained that inflation is back down to what it was, 2.4%, identical to 2018, and I explained that because of corporate greed, which isn't a hypothetical, it has been admitted by CEOs, including Kroger, to having been price gouging, and they're being held legally accountable for that now. You're calling it capitalism, but it's not capitalism. That is scamming. That is greed. It's not capitalism anymore. It's scamming.
What policy is she? Hold on, please.
She's going to ban price gouging. Donald Trump is not. Now, I want to better understand this once more. Thank you. I want to better understand this once more. You didn't bring up the Tax and Jobs Act of 2017. Why did you not mention that policy?
But I'm asking you, bro, how can you
Why did you not answer that policy?
How can you control?
Why did you not answer that policy?
Jesus Christ.
You didn't answer to that policy. Why not?
I was hard to like.
Tax and Jobs Act of 2017. Why didn't you bring it up?
I guess I just benefited from it more than anything.
But you didn't know what it is? So break it down for us. What was the tax deduction he gave to the middle class?
I still don't know what you're talking about, man. All I know is that I was able to afford.
Can I get this right? So you brought up the economy, but you can't tell me what the Tax and Jobs Act is. You can't tell me what the inflation rate was or is. And you also couldn't tell me a single economic policy that Donald Trump passed that benefited the middle class. So I'm trying to better understand this. You brought up the economy. You could have brought up any topic, and you chose the economy without knowing something as simple as what the inflation rate is. And that's not even a tough question because every single person in the chat knew it. They all commented it. It was the top comment by 300 comments.
But that's not your topic, dude. Your topic is to
The
ask
economy?
me why I am.
My topic is to ask you. What?
I never
My
said
topic was the economy because you brought up the economy. Let's move on from the economy.
It's more affordable.
No, you brought up the economy without knowing a single thing about the economy. Don't gaslight. Let's talk about the border. Do you want to build the wall?
I'm sorry, what?
We're going to talk about the border now. I'm done entertaining you on the economy when you don't know nothing. So let's get back into this. Do you want to build the wall?
I don't think that's a big deal. Never have.
Do you want 2,000 border agents to secure the border?
I never really consider the border, man.
Oh wow, you doing some real low information voting.
People are
like, okay, then vote for Kamala, right? Because under Kamala, she's going to ban the practice of price gouging. Under Kamala, excuse me, pardon me.
He's been in office for 4 years, man.
And yet inflation is exactly where it was. Inflation is back to 2.4%, right? So she did her job.
It's a good thing.
Yes, because inflation is back down to what it was under Donald Trump. If you're saying costs are high now, then they must have also have been high under Donald Trump because the inflation rate's identical.
But we know that it hasn't worked for the last 4 years.
Excuse me, costs at the grocery store are still high. And I asked you why, and we went through this twice already. Chat, should I have to repeat myself for a third time? Should I have to repeat myself for a third time? Excuse me. Well, I'm talking to the chat. Chat, should I have to repeat myself again? No? Okay. So it looks like I don't need to repeat myself again.
I just want to
looks like I don't need to looks like I don't need to repeat myself again. You will afford to live under Kamala Harris. And again, if you were saying right now you can't afford to live, then recognize that excuse me. Sir,
the most lucrative time of my life.
It hasn't gotten worse.
Was during Donald Trump.
Our country has had the greatest pandemic response effort in the world. You understand that? Other countries look to us for how strong of an economy we have pursued. Again, the inflation rate is exactly what it was under Donald Trump. You are saying it has gotten worse. How has it gotten worse? Please explain.
I can't afford anything, dude.
Why?
It's pretty fucking bad.
Why?
I don't know. Like, I'm just saying.
Why?
Like, when Donald Trump was in office, that shit was more affordable. That's all I'm saying.
How?
That's
How?
I'm answering your question.
How?
You said, I'm voting for Kamala
How?
Harris. Why are you voting for Trump?
How was it more expensive today than it was under Donald Trump? You're not explaining.
Global inflation.
No, because inflation is exactly back down to what it was. So inflation's out of the question. That means the Biden-Harris administration is not to blame because inflation's 2.4% today, and that's exactly what it was in 2018. If inflation was at, for example, 10%, then we can talk about them, but it's exactly what it was in 2018. So they are out of the equation now. Now it's corporate greed. Now it is corporate greed. Do you concede that it is corporate greed?
Sure, yeah, of course.
There you go. Good boy. You finally got there.
You can't. There's nothing she can do.
Sir, there
You
is.
wanna lose
Excuse me,
millions of
sir.
jobs?
Sir, if you
By
want something to be done,
controlling
excuse me,
corporations, you
here's
will
what you're
lose
doing.
millions
You're
of
not
jobs.
only making, no, that's not true.
It's 100% true.
Excuse me, pardon me. You want us to believe that in some case or form, by not holding companies accountable, that will thrive? You said that you can't afford groceries now. When companies are ripping you off and price gouging, you should be advocating for taxing them, for banning the practice of price gouging. So you are the problem. You're pointing your finger at Biden-Harris, even though they got the inflation rate back down to what it was in 2018, and you're saying that you can't afford groceries. I can afford groceries. Many in the chat can afford groceries, and those who can't need to point their fingers at companies like Kroger, who just admitted last month to price gouging, because they're the problem. Oh, and if you want something done about it, you're saying, well, why doesn't Vice President Kamala Harris just do something now? She doesn't have the authority to. She's the vice president. Do you know what a vice president does? Probably not. If you want something done, elect a Democratic Congress, and Kamala Harris as president will sign their bill to outright ban the practice of price gouging and defrauding and scamming the middle class for corporate greed. You are not only advocating now, through your twisted logic, for Kamala Harris to become president, and I agree she should, but you're actually missing the entire point that you are now advocating for Congress to go blue as well, and I agree it should. But yet you're missing it. You're looking at it, but you're missing the point. It's like a glass window. So let me better understand this as well. You want to vote for Donald Trump because you're saying you want to simp for corporations. Okay. You didn't know what the inflation rate was or is. You didn't know a single economic policy Donald Trump passed, and you couldn't tell me what he would pass. But you're going to tell me that you think there will be a corporate spiral and downfall if you outright ban the practice of price gouging. Corporations were making record high profits before price gouging. But you want me to think that you know what the spiral would be when the economists disagree with what you just said, and yet you know better when you don't know the inflation rate. Okay, speak sense. Let's speak some sense. Now I also want to better understand this. You said things were more affordable under Donald Trump. Donald Trump passed the Jobs and Tax Act of 2017, giving a 14% corporate tax deduction to corporations like Microsoft and Amazon. Your name is not Walmart. I'm not Rite Aid. We didn't benefit from that. We got a 1% to 2% middle class tax deduction that's temporary. Ours expires next year. Corporate tax cuts are going to last for the rest of our lives. And yet, that led to an $8 trillion deficit that you're going to be paying off. You are paying off that deficit. You are paying off that debt, the $8 trillion debt that Donald Trump added to our national debt. You're going to pay for that. That's you. And then additionally, on top of that, Donald Trump added a $230 billion tax hike to middle-class Americans by playing with tariffs. This is why Nikki Haley and Ron DeSantis ran against him. For example, and I use this one often, the 15 to 25% tariff on agriculture hiked up costs on your produce. It led to an export surplus and supply and demand issue for farmers. This led to small businesses passing off rising costs to middle-class consumers. Over $200 billion in costs at the grocery store increased under Donald Trump. That made things more expensive for you. Understood? Great. Now Donald Trump is running on a 60% tariff on China, a 10% tariff across the board, and the re-implementation of those god-awful tariffs like the agriculture tariff that he implemented. This is going to lead, according to Penn Wharton economists, from Donald Trump's own alma mater, his own alma mater, to a $3 trillion additional debt. $3 trillion additional debt, okay? Because apparently the $8 trillion he added in the first place wasn't enough. And then an additional $4,000 coming out of the pockets of middle-class Americans every single year. You want to talk about things being unaffordable now? You think it's unaffordable now. Oh, you just wait. If Donald Trump's your president, you're going to lose $4,000 every single year. You're going to be paying off $11 trillion in debt that he would have added between 2 terms, and an additional $230 billion tax hike, among another $3 trillion tax hike from his tariffs. Oh, but yes, you tell me how things are more affordable with Donald Trump in office. Go ahead.
I really don't know what to say, man.
I know you don't know what to say because you don't know shit. So let's get this right, man. If you're going to come up here and talk about the economy, understand what is the economic benefit to the middle class and understand what you're bringing to the table, because you didn't bring an inflation rate with you when you came to the table tonight. You didn't bring an economic policy when you came to the table tonight. You didn't bring a platform, plan, conflict solution. You even bring a problem and then offer some sort of reasonable solution to it. You just walked up and said, hey, things were more affordable under Donald Trump, when that's not the case. Okay? So let's stop talking about the economy. You don't know it. What else are you voting on? Hurry up and unmute. Let's go. I don't got all night. Come on. Let's go. I don't need a concept of a plan. I need info. What else are you voting on?
You muted me, man. I'm sorry. I didn't know.
I didn't mute you. Don't gaslight.
Okay. You got me, man. I'm gonna vote for Harris. You got me. I changed my mind. You win. I didn't consider all that. Your followers fucking hate me. I feel bad now. Like, terrible even.
Well, when you come up here advocating for stripping away their right to choose for an economy that you know nothing about, yeah, they might get a little hurt about that, right? Because you're telling the transgender Americans in the chat that you don't believe they should be able to serve our country and our military. Are you in the military? Are you in the military?
Oh, no.
Okay, well, then maybe if you're not even going to serve in the military yourself, if you're not even going to serve in the military yourself, maybe you shouldn't advocate for stripping transgender Americans out of the military, right? Because they're doing something that you aren't. That is something that Donald Trump already did in his first term, and he's looking to do once more. By voting for Donald Trump, you're advocating for a woman's right to choose to be abolished in its entirety. You already overturned Roe v. Wade. Like, do you honestly think that IVF isn't next? Okay, when you're voting for Donald Trump, you're advocating for a union worker to lose their right to organize. And this isn't a hypothetical.
I have a question.
Look no further than Virginia.
Hold on, man. Hold on. Really quick. I do have a question, though. The Roe v. Wade thing has been like a huge argument for a long time. Pretty much since he did it. But they have been in office. Why couldn't they just put it back in place since they took office? I don't understand that. Because I think I do believe in that.
The protections of Roe v. Wade will be re-enshrined when you get a Democratic Congress. Once more, you're making the case to not only vote for Kamala now, but you're also saying we should kick Mike Johnson out of office, and I agree. So let's do that. When you vote for Kamala, and also vote for your Democratic Congress member, not your Republican Congress member. Thank you for coming up. I look forward to protecting the right to choose with you. Have a good one. Thank you, Sheebs, for the sunglasses. I appreciate it. Hello, guest. Are you voting for Donald Trump? Okay, goodbye. Betty Boop didn't even want to talk to me. Okay. I want to say a massive thank you to Caroline for the love, and also thank you so much, Jamie, Jessica, and Trina. I appreciate the love so much. Thank you, folks. Thank you, folks. Hi, Karen. Oh, thank you for the bareback, boo. I appreciate it. Hi, Karen.
It's not fair.
Karen, it's not fair.
We can't take kids in the zone. I'm telling you, just can't take kids.
Okay, Karen, let's at some point, listen, everybody, at some point, you got to check on your parents and make sure that they're not, using their phone after they start sundowning. You really got to check in with those parents, okay? Hello, guest. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
Oh, can you hear me?
Depends. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
Yes, I am.
Gotcha. And why do you hate our country?
I do not hate our country.
Oh, gotcha. You just hate our military, law enforcement, middle-class Americans, small business entrepreneurs, women, union workers, LGBTQ plus Americans, transgender Americans, and Black Americans. Anybody else you want to add to the list? Muslims?
No, just you.
Okay, cool.
But no, I would have to vote for Donald Trump. There is no way I could vote for Kamala Harris. She is an atheistic idiot. Go ahead and shake your head. Pinch your nose.
Just
right
give me a
there in
second.
that
Just give me a
little
second. Just give me a
spot.
second. Just give me a second. Just give me a second.
No, I don't have to give you.
I just want to, oh, you ran away. Why'd you even run? Why'd you come up here just to run away? Let's get some cow emojis in the chat. Move! Move! And let's also understand something. Kamala Harris is religious and Christian. What are you talking about? Let's better understand this. You MAGA Republicans, you know what? Why am I doing this? My Nona would say do it the Italian way. So let me better expand and explain this for you ignorant MAGA Republicans. When you come up here and use your virtue signaling religious rhetoric to justify your hate crimes against humanity, look yourself in the mirror before you do so. Because apparently, my God and your God are not on the same playing field. My God, and I am religious, my God says that you should protect the right to choose of women, that you should protect their freedoms, that you should uplift women, but apparently your God says that you should strip away the rights of women and steamroll their freedoms. And my God says that at least financially support a woman if you're not going to let her give the right to choose to define her own destiny. You say you're not going to even give her a dime to support the fetus you're going to force her to birth. My God says let's protect life. A woman's life. Your God apparently says let's take the lives of women like Amber Thurman. Don't bring up God. How dare you bring up God? You don't know God. Let's get up our next guest. My Nona would be proud. I was going to do it the nice way. Sometimes you can't be nice with stupid. Hello, guest. Are you voting for the stupid?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Why are you voting for the criminal?
I like his tax cuts.
Don't
To
even
the
talk
upper
about
class.
that then.
To the upper
Oh,
class.
to the upper class.
Yes.
Gotcha. And so
They
you're
are
advocating
beneficial.
for the middle class to pay more in taxes so that you, a member of the upper class, can pay less?
Yes.
Gotcha. This is a photo of you after the election when Kamala becomes your president. I hope you like it. What do you think? Do you like it? That was a photo of him. Here, I'll even sign it for him. I sign it the same way Donald Trump signed his executive orders. I just use one hand and you fist the Sharpie and then there you go. Then you just write Melania. Melania. Just like how Donald Trump used to sign his executive orders. Donald Trump really, this guy really would get handed executive orders and he would just, with a crayon. All right, this guest isn't coming up. Let's move on to our next one. Oh my gosh. This is fun. I'm having fun. Are you guys having fun?
Hello.
You guys having fun tonight? Hi, are you voting for Donald Trump?
Yes, I am.
How old are you?
I'm 40.
Gotcha. So why are you voting for Donald Trump?
Because he's better on inflation.
Okay, what is the inflation rate today?
For the most recent quarter, are you talking CPI
What
or
is
PCE?
the inflation rate right now?
Are you talking
Can you do me
CPI
a
or
favor?
PCE?
Excuse me, can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
If I print this photo out, can you sign it for me? I'm a huge fan.
Cool. That's a good one.
Yeah, right?
You know what?
Do you want it? Can you do me a favor? Can you sign it if I print it out?
Sure, I'll sign it.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Anyway,
can
I
you
appreciate
explain-
it, but thank you. When I send you that photo, if you could just sign it, I appreciate it, and then we'll get you right back up here. But I'm really going to need that autograph first. Thank you, Toe. Thank you, Toe Mater. Hi, guest. Are you voting for the criminal? Hello? Are you there? Okay.
I'm voting for Trump.
Actually, you're voting for nobody. Feed us, delete us. Poof! Let's get up our next guest. Oh my gosh. Parents, get your children. Slowly but surely, we're gonna get our next guest up. I was with Tashika today. Did I not mention that yet, by the way? Tashika and I met Kamala Harris today. We met Kamala Harris today. Tashika and I, we met Kamala Harris. That was very fun. Getting to go meet our next president with such an amazingly fierce woman like Tashika. One of the coolest moments, I think, in my life. That was very cool. Hello, guest. Are you voting for Donald Trump? Okay, next up. Yeah, Tashika was doing great. She's thriving. We were having a great time. Yeah. So much love for Tashika. She is such a brilliant mind, truly. Okay, these MAGA Republicans are running away. Let's try a couple more. Oh my gosh, guys, we passed 1 million likes. Y'all are too quick. Guys, if you're liking the live stream this fast, MAGA Republicans are going to start saying we're stuffing the ballot box with likes. They're going to start saying, stop the count! Stop the count! Well, let's get up our next guest. You know, I ain't ever met a smart MAGA Republican. Hello, are you voting for Donald Trump? Hello? I never understood the whole join the live thing and then sit there and like sit in silence as I ask you if you're there. Like, Hi Maggie, are you voting for Donald Trump? See it like that. Like, I get that you guys are embarrassed and like you MAGA Republicans come up here to talk and then get stage fright, but try really, really hard. Try really hard to get through the stage fright. Hear the motorcycle? That's Melania running away from Donald Trump's house. Hi, Aaron. Are you voting for Donald Trump? I hear you breathing. The MAGA Republicans are so scared. It's insane. Let's try a couple more, and then we're just going to move on to Democrats. Because apparently the MAGA Republicans are too scared to talk. Hello, are you voting for Donald Trump? Okay, if you're a Democrat, join the live. We're going to talk to Democrats going forward. No more MAGA Republicans. They're all running scared. Let's get our Democrats up here. No more Republicans. They're too scared to talk, apparently, so we'll just talk to Kamala supporters. If you're voting for Kamala Harris, join the guest request. Let's have a conversation about it. Slowly but surely gonna get guests up here. Hello. Okay. I go hello. They disappear immediately. I quit. I quit. I'm gonna end this live stream, folks. I quit. Joey, hi. Are you voting for Kamala Harris or Donald Trump?
I'm going with Kamala, sir.
Nice.
Thank you for bringing me up, brother. Watch every day. Love how you do business. It's great, bro. You keep us amused. We learn stuff. I had a question. Maybe you could educate me. What would it take to get rid of that damn electoral college BS?
Dude. Oh, so much work. It's never going to happen. Like, it's never going to happen. So I hate even talking about it because they're not going to do it. And then it just hurts my heart. It really needs to go because the system is, at one point, it was meant to provide equal representation. It was meant to provide a service to ensure that, for example, fascists don't win a presidential election. But same with the filibuster, it's been weaponized in favor of people like Donald Trump, who are the textbook definition of fascists. It needs to go, but they're never going to do anything to replace it. And I think that's god awful, because I don't think that when it was enshrined that this is what our country's founding mothers and founding fathers thought it would become. So it's just god awful. But yeah, sorry. I know that's probably not the news you wanted. I wish it could go. I just know it won't.
Man. Well, congratulations on meeting that beautiful lady today.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it, man.
That is really awesome. Yeah, so I'm out in California, and out near where they had that little concert called Coachella, and the Orange Jim Crow Jesus had his own little Coachella fest. Did you hear about that when he left all his own people out to rot?
Yup. That was insane, man. I mean, I can't believe he bussed them out there and then sent the buses home without them. Like, what is that?
I'm thinking he didn't want nobody to leave, because he didn't want that film, people leaving like they do.
I agree with that 100%. But anyhow, man, thank you so much for voting for Kamala. Thank you for, fighting for our country and fighting for freedom. And we got 6 days, technically 5 days now, right? Because
Thank you very much.
It's almost midnight on the East Coast.
Thank you for having me up, and keep on doing what you do, bro.
Thanks so much. You too. Bye-bye.
See ya.
Alrighty, folks, let's get up. Our next guest. Hello, guest. How you doing?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Are you voting for Kamala?
I am. I actually already did.
Oh, get out. Okay. W's in the chat, please. What state are you from?
Maine.
Oh, nice. Okay, do me a favor. Next time the Susan Collins is up, get her out.
I know. It's hard out here. It's hard.
So why'd you vote for Kamala?
Oh, well, I work in public schools, so yes, I need a job. I love my job. Yes.
Dragon? What was that? Did everybody else just see whatever just popped up on the screen? What was that? Larger than life. Thank you so much for that thing. Whatever the thing was. Thank you for that thingy. I don't know if everybody else just saw that or if I'm hallucinating. I know it's getting a little late tonight, so it might have been a hallucination. I'm just gonna be honest, but that was pretty. Thank you so much for the love. So what was the process like when you were voting? Was it easy? Was it tough? How are you feeling?
It's pretty easy here. You can just order like a mail-in absentee ballot. You don't really have to have a reason. So.
Oh, slay. Okay,
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. That's how we do it over here in Pennsylvania too. They make it.
We have ranked choice voting, so I just got to vote for Kamala for every choice.
Okay, that's phenomenal. I would love to vote for Kamala more than once. That'd be great. That's awesome. Well, cool. Well, thank you so much for coming up and for especially for making sure that you voted early. I think it's so important that folks vote early. At this point, folks, if you haven't returned your mail-in ballot, use a drop-off box, use a drop box, or return it at your elections office. I wouldn't mail that thing back. I would drop that off.
We didn't mail ours either. We just bring them to the town office. Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for voting. Hope you have a good one.
You too. Thank you.
See, folks wonder why we're going to win this election, and in part, it's because we vote early. We vote. We make a plan and we vote. MAGA Republicans wait until November 6th and then realize the election was the day before. That's what they do. We vote early. Hello, guest. Are you voting for Kamala?
Yeah, Johnny, I already did. But, I'm glad you brought me up now because I'm in Washington State. And we've had 3 box drops already catch on fire.
Yeah, I know. I heard about this. This is god awful. The fact, and
I know.
And then they'll turn around and be like, the election was rigged. And
wait. Can I caveat on that? Let me tell you something. Yeah. By the time, so we're 3 hours before you. And by the time the election is even already tallied, we have a president. So I always feel like Washington State's never counted, if you will. It's only local stuff. So when and if they say, oh, it was rigged, Washington State's never even added in there. Honestly,
See,
like
these are the kind of
count
things
everything.
that, like, MAGA Republicans don't think about this stuff. Like, the same way that they didn't think they were going to go to prison after they incited an insurrection. They don't have, like, forethought. They don't think ahead before they act. So they're like, let's go burn that Dropbox. And then they don't think of things like what you just said. Why are they like this?
Donnie,
Washington's so beautiful, by the way, though.
Oh, it is. It
like,
is.
your state's
However,
gorgeous.
Thank you. Come out and visit.
I want to.
My 17-year-old listens to me listening to your lives every night, and he's like, "Mom, who is this guy?" I said, "He's my hero. I'm 53 years old." I'm like, "He's my hero." Like,
Okay,
I love you, and thank you so much.
You're
for
gonna
doing
make me
everything.
cry up here. Knock it off. I appreciate you listening in every day, and I appreciate the love and the support. Know that I love you and support you right back. And you know, I'm really, really, really looking forward to getting able to cross this finish line with you and everybody in this channel. I mean, we've built a really fierce community here, and everything is going to be worth it after we win. You know.
And thank you for supporting women mostly. Thank you. You're awesome.
Listen, my mom, my pa taught me real young, you know, it's about freedom. And if you don't fight for those whose rights are at stake now, they'll come for you later. Women aren't, it's women today. LGBTQ plus Americans tomorrow. Let's be so clear. We're all in this together. We are all in this together.
Absolutely.
But thank you so much for coming up. It was nice meeting you.
Thank you, Johnny. Much love to you as well.
Have a good one.
Bye.
I really love our community. We have such a great community. Such a great community. The best community. Trying to get up this guest. Okay, I don't think they're coming up. We're going to move on to the next. They had Texas in their username, so I hope that they come back, because if they're from Texas, I want to talk to them. Because you Texans, I have a word for you Texans. Proud. You Texans should be very proud. You Texans are doing amazing work over in Texas right now, and I hope you realize that every single campaign is talking about y'all. You folks are doing such amazing groundwork, and you are scaring the absolute shit out of Ted Cruz. I hope you know that. So great job, Texas. Massive W's to Texas. Hi, Sarah. How you doing? Okay, I didn't want to talk to you either. Let's get up our next guest. Hello, guest. Are you voting for Donald Trump or Kamala Harris? Oh, okay. Sorry, folks. I see that Linda, thank you so much for the love. Folks, I see that some folks are trying to support me on Cash App right now. Cash App is down. Like, there's just an issue with the system, so nothing sends on Cash App. My Venmo and PayPal are there if you want to support me, but please feel no pressure to support me. Like, feel no pressure to do such a thing. I appreciate the love, though. Hello, guest. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
So good. It's a beautiful day.
Yeah. I voted early. I'm in Arizona.
Yo! Yes! 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 Okay, let's get some W Arizonas in the chat, please. So, what was it like?
It was amazing. So I'm a first-time voter, 36. My life depends on it. We need Kamala in office. My family, on the other hand, are all Trump supporters. So it's been tough, and I feel so divided from my own family. I did, however, get my sister to turn. So she voted Kamala. She actually voted before I did. So I was super proud of her. So I got her to change her vote, and I was super proud of her for that. My brother today, though, actually officially disowned me for going for Kamala. So that was really tough. But yeah, you know, I have to stand up for what I believe in. And
you absolutely do.
I can't wrap my head around people always constantly saying, well, Trump is Christian. And I'm like, nothing about that man says Christian.
Right.
Nothing at all.
I hope that you are beyond proud of yourself. First off, taking the courage and the initiative to educate your sister, and not just educate your sister, but you fought for your sister by changing her vote. I mean, you quite literally showed your sister what was at stake and how her rights and freedoms were at stake. And you successfully made that change. I mean, you should be so beyond proud of yourself. Listen, all of us try to flip Republicans. Not everybody can.
Right.
You did it.
It's tough.
Like, you did it, though.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And I watch you all the time. You're absolutely amazing. And
No, I just like
funny.
to cause issues.
I love it, though. I'm here for all of it. So
Listen, it's 50%
thank
education.
you so much for standing up for women's rights and, putting these Trumpers in their place, because we need to do that.
No, we really do. Listen, it's
we
50%.
need to get rid of this man.
It's 50% education, 40% entertainment, 10% accountability. We are going to hold them accountable, educate them, and we're going to have some fun while we do it. Whether that be I don't know, whether it be my chicken or whatever the case be. We're just going to have fun as we do
I
it. Like
love
troll
the
them.
chicken. I love the cowbell. All of it is amazing. And so I just, today was very tough, not having my brother, not even so much, because I fully believe everyone can choose who they want, and that's fine. We're all different and stuff, but he was posting some crazy stuff on Facebook about Democrats, and I was just like, you've got to educate yourself. Like, I'm sorry, he's my older brother too, which is
right.
sad. And, his whole thing is abortion. He is like, it's murder. And I'm like, go educate yourself. I'm just so tired of men having, so much say on women's bodies. We don't make laws and rules on men. So
right.
I don't think that, there should be laws against women. We got to trust women to do what's right for us, and
right. I want you to know you're not alone in that. I've had a similar experience myself. And I know many of us in the chat, we've all lost family members or close friends or whatever the case be. Yes. But we're also a family on here. And we are going to fight together like a family, win together like a family. And then we're all going to party on Inauguration Day because, y'all, we are going to meet in person and it's going to be great.
Yes. I'm like, she's got it. Kamala's got it 100%. We're going to win this and finally get rid of Trump once and for all.
Agreed.
I mean, he really is like it's like a bad breakup and he just keeps coming back, you can't get rid of the guy.
Oh my gosh. He's really like honestly, there's nothing to describe him. I've never had this happen before. He's just disgusting. Like, what? I don't know.
I tell people that he should stick to reality TV and keep his small 5-second clip bits on Home Alone. Because
100%. I forgot about that.
That little small clip where he showed his stupid little face and then he was off screen. So, he should stick with doing that because every time he opens his mouth, it's just garbage.
Exactly.
Out of it. So,
or you know what? Next time, that you know what? I'm going to shut my mouth before I start saying things I shouldn't about Donald Trump. It was nice talking to you.
Yes, and thank you so much again, because when I feel so I feel so alone in this, and then I see people like you get on every day and fight for Kamala and women's rights. And it makes me feel so much better. So I had a moment of crying and then wiping my tears and bossed back up, and we're gonna win this.
You were such an inspiration. You were so inspiring. Well, thank you again for fighting the good fight, fighting forward, and in 5 days we'll be celebrating.
Yes, we will.
Thank you again.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Alrighty, folks. Let's see. What is this now? Let's get up our next guest. Hold on. What is this? Let's see, Crystal, I want to say first off, thank you so much for the love. Crystal, can you comment? I want to bring Crystal up. Crystal, drop a comment. Can somebody tell me if you see Crystal's username? I want to bring Crystal up. Crystal, Oh, I got Crystal. Crystal, found you. It was like, where's Waldo? I gotcha. Hi, Crystal. How you doing?
Hey, boo. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you first off for the love and support. I appreciate it.
Of course.
You voting for Kamala?
Already did, baby.
What state?
Nevada.
Yo! Oh, okay, y'all. All of y'all coming up here are like from swing states and stuff, and I just want to say thank you for voting. Thank you for voting in Nevada. We need you. We need you.
No, I did it. The moment my ballot came, I filled it out and threw it in the mail. Like, I wasn't.
Yeah. Can I just say, low-key, like, first off, 4 years ago, when Joe Biden was winning Nevada, we knew that Donald Trump was going to contest it. I was up until like 6 a.m. calling voters whose ballots were like not filled out properly so that they could cure them. You folks are doing so well with your ballots this time around. Like, y'all picked yourself up from the bootstraps, and like, I love it. You folks are so organized in your state. Like, it's phenomenal.
Oh, I love that. Yeah,
So
it was
organized.
easy to vote. So glad to hear it. Yeah.
So why'd you vote for Kamala?
Why didn't I? I mean, I've been a liberal my entire life. I'm an artist. I'm queer. Like, it's just where my heart's at.
Yeah.
But, you know, besides the existential threat to our complete democracy that Trump poses, I helped raise my mom and I raised my two nephews and my niece. My sister's addict. And one of those nephews is a fantastic trans man. And I've always been, again, I'm queer myself and live in queer spaces, but there's something about watching this individual who I love so much go through this transformation and the positivity that it's had on his life, the change, the drive, the direction he got. He was a violent, angry little person, and now he's 21, and he has blossomed into just this beautiful individual. And the idea that he can be taken away from that,
Right.
that can be taken away from him, is terrifying.
Right.
It's terrifying. And, you know, and I look at him and he's just a microcosm. He's where I put all of my love for all of these communities that I care about. And like, if I do the best for him, then I'm doing the best for everyone else.
Well, that is beyond inspiring. First off, thank you so much for fighting for him and his future as well. I mean, we know all about Donald Trump's stance and his record when it comes to LGBTQ plus Americans, and it's a horrifying record. So the fact that you're being that the strength that your family needs right now, I mean, that's beyond inspiring. So thank you for fighting for them. Thank you for voting, and thank you for fighting the good fight on this stuff. I mean, I'm sure this doesn't need to be said, but I hope you recognize how inspiring what you're doing is.
Thank you. And we all got together on Sunday. We had a family Sunday meal.
Oh, nice. Are you Italian?
Absolutely not.
No? But Sunday meal.
Yeah, no, it's when we can all get together. But we all brought our ballots and sat down and filled them out together. And I talked to them about the candidates and the questions that were on the ballot, because I want to make sure that these kids have this foundation and understand how important this is.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much again, Crystal, for coming up. Thank you for speaking on this and for putting a light on the subject. We really got to remember it's the freedoms of all of us on the line. Whether you're a transgender American or part of the LGBTQ plus community, or you're a woman or a union worker or a Black American, whatever the case be, like we are really all in this together, guys, because it's not 4 more years of Donald Trump. We ain't going to make it. But that being said, Crystal, if he does win somehow, he won't. But if he does somehow, I have 2 tickets to Canada. Do you want the other?
I'm there with you. That's great. You'll have a lot of fun. I promise.
Thanks so much again, Crystal. I hope you have a good night, okay?
You too, honey. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Folks, so I think we're all gonna, let's take a break. I'm gonna go grab some food. I think we'll come back again later. I do want to apologize if you did join the guest request and I didn't have a chance to bring you up. I'm really sorry. We're going to continue every single night bringing up folks from the chat. So everybody will come on up. I really want you to tell us why you're voting for Kamala. But like, I also want to be clear, folks, and I'm candidly speaking on this. Like, I have been up since like 2 a.m. yesterday. We are fighting the good fight. For example, like all this is makeup. It's all makeup. We have massive dark circles right now because of how tired I am. so we're gonna go to bed. But folks, so I appreciate the love and support. I know that we are still working around the clock, turning out the vote. We are going to win this election. We have a few days left and we can do this. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Please make sure that you do vote. We'll either be back on again later tonight or we'll be back on tomorrow. But either how, I hope you have a good night. I hope you have a good meal. Did everybody already do dinner yet? Did you folks do dinner yet? Are you folks, y'all eat? Oh my God, I sound like my Nona. I'm like, did you guys eat? Did you guys eat? You're all too thin. You all look too thin. You need to eat. You need to eat more. You need to eat more. I got to do the hand like her too. You got to eat more. You're looking too thin. Nobody's going to marry you if you're too thin. Yes. All my Italians in the chat, y'all know what's up. Breakfast for dinner sounds so good. I see breakfast for dinner, beef stew. Yep. That sounds good too. Alrighty, folks. Love you folks so much. See you tomorrow.